Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to start my 1,000 subscriber special on YouTube. As of right now, I'm at 980 subscribers. I'm not going to stream over the weekend, so I'm doing this a little bit ahead of time. But I assume I'm going to reach 1,000 subscribers over the weekend, because I've been growing a lot. And welcome to my uber rare tier list. How many are there in here at the top? 153 Ubers right here. So basically, I'm just avoiding collab Ubers, but everything else, even legend rares, clearly. Sorry, it was probably supposed to be a secret, but whatever. There's legend rares in here as well. So this could be a long stream because I do plan on explaining my rankings for everything. Okay, what prediction now, Grum? Like, if it has anything to do with the actual game, then I'm not playing the game right now. We need a prediction for what? What are we going to predict on? Also, I should probably stress this for, YouTube, because for all I know, people are watching this a year from now. This is 14.4. This is as of update 14.4 and as of my knowledge right now. Will this take over under 3 hours? Well, I guess I can do that prediction, but that's going to be a long ass prediction. Yeah, 14.4.0. So, I took all these screenshots myself. I made this entire thing by myself. So it ranges from the dynamites to the fucking fast Ubers to the Buster Ubers to even limited time Ubers and then the legend rares. So I included a little bit of everything in the main game, and I did in fact include Monster Gals because they are not collab Ubers. Will you discuss with chat often? I'll discuss with chat throughout the entire thing. Because here's the thing, right? This is gonna be a long ass stream. I'm not gonna have my YouTube voice on for the entire stream. I'm only doing it for the intro, really, and after that, I'll probably, relax a little, talk to chat, all that stuff. And I can take input from you guys. Feel free to, have your input. Feel free to just talk, whatever. Like I'll still talk to you guys and stuff. I'm not that fucking like I'm not gonna be that tuned into the thing because at that point I might as well just record this on my own time, Like, you don't like YouTube side me? Why? Why? Okay, I'll chill out a little bit. It'll be easier for my throat as well. Okay. I just want to take a moment of your time to properly get some sort of intro in here, and I want to explain a few things. So, number one, thank you for supporting me. 1,000 subscribers is a lot considering I just started actually making growth just 2 months ago. And number two, I need to explain the parameters. So, this tier list is obviously based off of my opinion, but my opinion typically bases things off of what I interpret from facts, logic, and also personal experience. And I also want to explain the fact that I'm trying to prioritize specialist. I want to prioritize specialist value over generalist value. That's why I have top tier Uber above top 10 generalist tier. You know what I mean? And I also just want to say I'm mostly looking at level 30 stats, unless I'm talking about in Ultra form, which I am looking at level 60 stats. However, I am considering every Uber at their fullest. I also don't want to cut anything out of the video because I want you guys to be able to hear and see all of my reasonings behind why I ranked some Ubers the way I did. But anyways, I will stop taking up your time. Again, thank you, and please do enjoy the video. So first Uber is Ice Cat. So I don't plan on asking you guys, hey, where would you guys put this all the time? I'm just going to say good Uber. Having guaranteed freeze against red, as well as I should probably just keep the Battle Cats wiki open for this. Having the guaranteed freeze against red is really, hold, please show me the Ubers, please. There we go. Having the guaranteed freeze. God, why am I lagging? Whatever. The guaranteed freeze with really good range, 425 range, with what is that, 66% uptime and really low recharge time, as well as good DPS. Like, Ice Cat's just a good Uber, Like, she's just a good Uber. Start with they used to be good but now outclassed. What do you mean? I'm not considering outclassing because another unit existing does not make another unit any worse, right? Because like the way Ubers work is that not everybody's going to have every Uber. So what's going to happen is if you compare Ice Cat to Thundia, they're completely different Ubers. And if you have both, then you might choose one over the other. But if you only have one, some people don't realize that the other is still good, but they'll still use the other one over it. But like that's why I'm trying to get out of the mindset of outclass, especially since Ice Cat actually has a lot of range. So if you want to freeze reds from a distance, from a safe distance, Ice Cat has that. Because here's the thing, right? Um, Apple. Most people are like, oh, Ice Cat's outclassed by Apple, but I don't think they realize that Apple has like no fucking range. Like, let's look at this. I wanna look at this. God, I hate that this is going to be so like this is going to be computer reliant. And Thundia was only an example. That wasn't actually good. Like that wasn't a good thing to say, but whatever. Apple has like 180 range, and by like I mean exactly 180 range. Not good survivability. Meanwhile, Ice Cat has 425 range. Backliner. So Ice Cat should, for the most part, be able to stay, especially long enough to get the recharge time again. So, and then also with talents, there's the survive, there's the strengthen, there's the target metal. I don't think that the target metal is really all that worthwhile, but if you do get the target metal, like if you like this unit enough to get the ultra talents, I'd say they're worth it because targeting metal with a guaranteed freeze with this much range, I think that's pretty fucking good. Like I'd say that qualifies for a good Uber and not saying that outclassed. I'm not considering outclassification here. Because if I considered outclassification, then everything would be outclassed by the best of the best, and I don't want that. I do not want that. But I also cannot spend 5 minutes on every Uber. So, let's try to keep it going. Cat Machine, I would say he's kind of died down, but he is still a good Uber because any Uber with wave blocker is going to have a unique niche that not a lot of other Ubers will have. And Cat Machine has that in addition to anti-red and alien tanking, meaning that not only does it have a good niche, but it also has wave blocker along with a lot of HP. And then it's also with talents has immune to waves, which gives it a really good tanking general ability in stages with like moles and stuff. So Cat Machine's really fucking good. Balrog, I'm not. I'm going to put him in top 10 generalist only because I know that there's not actually that many. Well, I'm only going to put him there right now. Like if he ends up not being, if he winds up not, fitting into my top 10, then I'll just put him down to amazing Uber because what the best Ubers are not generalists. The top 10, this is for my top 10 generalists. This is for the best Ubers like against their targeted traits. Like if they're like simply the best of the best against their targeted trait, then they'll go up here because I want to emphasize specialists, specialists, not generalists. So I'm keep that in mind. And then Paladin, I'd say he's mid. He's either mid or barely useful, just because like he's a crit Uber, but he is an Uber with what 50% chance to crit with a little bit of range with the area attack. So I'd say it's mid, not barely useful because against metals, this guy is probably one of your top users, but mid Uber. A metal freezer is more valuable simply because metal freezers are uncommon. That's fair. And doesn't wait. Let me look at. Oh, sorry. His name is Marauder. Berserker is his second form. Doesn't he have freezing talents? I know you're talking about Ice Cat, but yeah, this guy also has a chance to freeze, but this isn't worth it. This is not worth it. His talents are not worth it. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, his talents are not worth it. He's only worth it for his outranging pretty much every common metal enemy, plus the 50% chance to knockback. And then he also won't get interrupted by Super Metal Hippo. I never realized that, but he also has super low recharge time. And actually decent HP, not gonna lie, considering his super specific niche. But yeah, I'd say he's a mid Uber. Hello, Akiro. Hello, hello. Am I keeping my YouTube voice on too long? I don't know how to do this without my YouTube voice, so I need to calm down. Somebody, we need to. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? He's the second unit with money up. I'm sure there's a lot more than just two units with money up, but talents, yeah. He does have money up, but it's not worth it because he'll only get money up from metal enemies pretty much, or like small peons, which will only sometimes come in handy. Otherwise, man, I need to relax my throat because it's already getting strained, even though I'm only yeah, 4 Ubers in. I, I need to relax a little bit. Life is miserable as always. I feel bad for you. All right, Baby Cat. I actually really like Baby Cat's Ultra Form. Baby Cat's Ultra Form, having Omni Strike is the main reason why I want to say it is amazing Uber because it won't miss nearly as much. Because I've used Cats in the Cradle before, and I've gotten good results, but they miss quite a bit of the time just because of their long attack animation and long attack frequency. Like they miss quite a bit, and they also have short attack range. And they may be able to tank, but like it's not amazing per se. Like it's not a tanker unit. It's a melee unit that just has a lot of HP. But if you level it up to level 60, get the Ultra Form, then it has Pierce, has a better wave, has I don't know if its actual stats make any differences, but it does. What I can say is that the Omni Strike helps a lot, and so I'm that's why I'm saying it's an amazing Uber. There's going to be a lot of amazing Ubers, by the way. You said that that put baby in the NP blender. Yeah, that's a mistake. Never put a new unit in the blender, as you're saying. Never put a new unit in the blender. Never. So Nurse, I'd say she's mid mainly because with Nurse, like her stats are kind of mid and her niche is kind of mid as well. Like I mean, 460 range with 6k DPS is good, but it's nothing special. You know what I mean? Like, and then it's not even guaranteed to knock back and slow floating. So, and it's not even the slow isn't even 100% uptime if it was guaranteed. Now, they would be basically guaranteed with talents. But it's still 80%, so it's still unreliable. And I mean, the Ultra Talents can be nice. Sage Slayer is really only for Siractes, and Mini Surge can be nice, but it's only a level 1 Mini Surge, and it's unreliable. So I think mid is a good place to put them. Now, Cat Clan heroes. I'm going to say they're barely useful, but only because like I'm kind of trying to appeal to what most people would think. Like you guys can feel free to talk and like you guys can feel free to ask questions, have normal conversation, but it'll be hard to make normal conversation in the midst of this. But and you can also insert your opinion. But like these guys, I mean, they have a good weekend, but with their long attack frequency, that's I think their problem. Like they have large LD. Their crit's basically useless, and their targeting is actually relatively okay, and their recharge time is good. But and their HP is even pretty good considering like with the weekend they have 140,000 HP. Their only problem is that they don't have 100% uptime, and their range is not amazing, and their talents suck. But like they can weaken backliners and stuff, so like they can be helpful. But what's the point in the crit? I'm assuming it's there for like to give them usage against metals, maybe. I don't know, but I'm just gonna put them in barely useful. Like they're underrated because people say they're useless, but their weaken's actually fairly good. Hello, cults. Lasvos, I'm gonna put him under Amazing Uber. I don't think he's top 10. Nor do I think he's qualified for our best Uber. By the way, I haven't done any planning on this. I'm doing this on the spot. Like I've not done any playing on this. Uber tier list, yes. My personal Uber tier list. Laszlo has to goat himself. He's really not that good for the most part. Yeah, potential man, true. I'm only putting him on amazing Uber. Mainly because he can be really fucking useful, but not in a majority of stages. In a majority of stages, you'd be better off using some sort of alternative. So that's why I'm putting him under amazing Uber instead of like top 10 generalists. Satoru, I'm putting him under amazing Uber as well because he is probably one of the best anti-Aku simply because he has a guaranteed chance to knock Aku back. And then he also has I think it's 50% chance to pierce shields, which is still good, especially with his long range and LD and quick recharge time. And his DPS isn't terrible either. You think Barog has more potential than Lasvos? Mainly because he's more simple to use, and also his price isn't as much of a problem. Do you consider pure usage or investment cost as well? I'm not going to consider investment cost because most people nowadays they wanna know how good an Uber is with their ultra talents rather than without. Like a lot of like if we talked about Anubis, right? For example, if we talked about Anubis, right? I'm gonna go ahead and place him just for example. If we talked about him, we would have to if we talked about investment cost, we would have to talk about the fact that it costs 15 dark eyes and a lot of NP to make him good. And so then he would probably move down to amazing or even good Uber. Meanwhile, a lot of people whenever they ask, "Oh, how good is this Uber?" They're probably asking how good are they with max potential? Like Barog, people are going to level him up to like level 50 max talent. Lasvos, they're true forming max talents and all that. So why not do the same with Anubis, you know? And so I will do that. Yeah, there's a lot of dynamites that people forget about. But yeah, like Anubis is a prime example as to why I'm not considering investment cost. Because a lot of people have the resources. A lot of people could have the resources if they saved well enough. A lot of people want to know how good they would be with max potential. And this is also just my opinion with that taken into part. Now, I can say the reason like even with the mini surge and level 60, Nurse is still mid. Like that's the thing, right? I feel like I can still say even with max talents and stuff, Nurse is mid. Like because like here's the thing, right? It's all relevant. Like if you leveled everybody up to level 60 and you maxed out all of their talents, that's what we're comparing to, you know? So like it's not like I'm not considering max talented Nurse compared to max talented Anubis. I'm considering everybody as maxed out, you know? Anubis feels a little too far, but I understand. Do you want me to talk about Anubis? Because I sure as hell can. I've talked about him plenty in my past streams. And I want to stress to everybody that this is my opinion. You guys don't have to agree with this, but this is strictly my opinion. Generalist value. Even without the attack frequency down, he has 6k DPS, 425 range, and this is at level 30, by the way. So, with 68,000 HP, which is a good amount of HP, good movement speed, good immunities, and then this is just his base stats. Even without talents, he's good. He's actually quite good. His only problem, attack force wing. But if you're going to gas up Hanayama, then why the fuck say that this guy's trash? You know what I mean? And then, with talents, he gets a 1 in 3 chance to pretty much double the damage of his hit. At level 30, he has 60,000 damage per hit. So at level 30 with the surge attack, he's doing 120,000 damage every 3 hits. So like, and then he also gets the niche of being immune to surge, in addition to his immune to wave already, and other useful immunities. And then he also gets barrier breaker, which gives him some more generalist usage. He gets stats as everybody does. He gets attack frequency up, which really increases his DPS. Like it pretty much like it makes it almost like a third better, which is crazy. And then cost down can be useful. Shield piercing gives him very good usage against Aku stages because he outranges pretty much any Aku with a shield. And so, like level 30, this is level 30 stats. So let's look at level 60 stats, why don't we? Level 60 stats. If he gets that surge, he's doing 220,000 damage in one hit. And he also zombie killer. True. Somebody, thank you, chat. I completely forgot to mention this. Zombie killer. He has really good generalist usage thanks to this. Not a lot of generalists actually have zombie killer. He is one of the few generalists that actually manages to be really good in every possible way, excluding force wing, and also having zombie killer. So he has immunities, really good damage, really good HP, not too bad of recharge time, good survivability, good range, zombie killer, immunities, immune to surge. That, everybody loves potential. Everybody loves that sweet, sweet RNG. And so if you want to make him better every now and then, surge attack. And then he also says barrier breaker, shield piercing, which gives him a completely new niche as an anti-Aku. And then of course attack frequency. I don't get how people will just overlook him so easily, but Ganesha we'll talk about later, but that's the reason why I think that Anubis is a top 10 generalist above Balrog. Above Balrog. Zombie Killer is also good early game, but we're mostly talking about endgame, unfortunately. Could you imagine if you finish the tier list and Neo streams your tier list? Nah, Neo hasn't even commented on either of my videos focused on him, so I don't think he'll do this one. And we are taking into account every talent because you can pick and choose what talents you actually get. I'm gonna say Tengu's mid mainly because of his niche. His niche is very mid, and his strengthen, well, it's reliable. I don't want to shit talk his strengthen, but his niche is kind of mid. Being strong against red and angels, he's an immune to wave, I guess, but he's good. Don't get me wrong, but his niche, his traits targeted. I mean, mid at least good. Okay, I'll put him in mid because somebody said Tengu is so not good, and somebody else said at least good. I'll meet in the middle. I'll say he's mid mainly because of his targeting. His targeting is strong against, by the way, so it's not even like massive damage or anything. It's strong against Red and Angel, which are two pretty power crept traits. So I don't think Tengu's really that useful. But keep in mind that he is good, right? Like keep in mind he is good. He does have immune to wave. He has good damage when strengthened because I think it's 100% strengthened. Well, I guess I shouldn't think anything. I should, do my research, unlike some people will do. You're not. What the fuck? Why in the hell did it open that? Whatever. Please? There we go. He attacks constantly and can keep the pressure in a tough battle. I mean, yeah, but yeah, but sometimes you would actually prefer Nuker so that you're not just juggling things, you know what I mean? Like his damage per hit his damage per hit isn't anything special, and even with strong ends, he only has 100,000 HP, just about. And 90-second recharge time isn't exactly super low for a dynamite. And his strengthen is the only reason why I think he's actually good. And his immune to weaken gives him use against Anya. But 400 standing range, barely a backliner with at half HP, 8,000 DPS. He's good, don't get me wrong. But I think strictly because of his trait targeting, it's kind of he's meh. He's meh from there. Leave the Mirror He's tab open. I meant to, I forgot, and I accidentally closed out of it for some reason. Now this guy, what the fuck is his name? Dinosaurus? Uh, Tyran? Ty- what the fuck is his name? Dinosaurus? I don't know how to spell. Okay, so this guy, he actually seems to be a pretty good anti-angel. But he's a mid-ranger. I would love to look at his attack animation for his multi-hit, but his multi is kind of weird. His LD is pretty damn big. Massive damage to Angel. I have never used this guy, and I've never seen him be used. But I mean, with massive damage against Angel, like I said, Angel targeting isn't anything special. He's immune to knockback, which is kind of a problem, but the Conjure, I think, does the Conjure knockback? Yeah, knocks back all enemies with, I mean, again, they always have good bursts of damage. I think the multi-hit is the worst part about him. If we look at the attack, you can definitely see the multi-hit. Well, I say definitely, you can, if you look close enough. So, I'd say he's a good unit. I've never used him, but I can assume he's a good unit thanks to his conjure with the knockback, as well as his like. Even though angel targeting is kind of meh in my opinion, his LD makes up for it, as well as his massive damage against angel instead of just being strong against. So he has good survivability. I mean, meh. His attack range is really his only problem. But having what is it, 16,000 DPS with this kind of LD, I'd say that makes him good for his trick. Because remember, we're talking about specialist value more so than generalist value. Having multiple tankers makes less downtime. What? Conjure makes units like Ravenous bad because they can't stack for more bulk. Uh, I mean, to be fair, this guy only has 350 range, meaning that he's actually not. I mean, his knockbacks are a bit. I do think his next recharge time, like, I do think your second Dinosaurus might overlap with your first. But I'd say that having 350 range actually works really well with being a conjuring unit because that means that his conjure can be brought back up with with the second one. You know what I mean? So like I think it works out well for him. I do think it works out well for him to make him at least a good Uber. Is the second tank, you use him with another tank for when the first. What do you mean by a tank? He's not a fucking tank. He has 70,000 HP at level 30. And I'm only using level 30 because it's like a universal comparison. Also, should I have some music going? Should I have some sort of music going? Like I feel like is that loud? That's definitely louder than the other things. So I'll turn it down one more. Yeah, we can switch it up. Remember, we can switch it up. It doesn't have to stay this the entire time. But yeah, this is the tier list so far. It's been 30 minutes since I started the tier list, and I've only. Oh my god, this is gonna take a long fucking time. Anyway, yeah, we're back. We do be back. Alright, Ultraland, Passaland. As much as I love you, I'm sorry, man. You're so slow, and your knockback is... What is it, knockback and freeze? I'm so sorry, but this guy, like, he's just so slow, so frail, such a long recharge time, not much damage. And it's only a 2-second freeze, and even with talents and ultra talents, like, he gains immune to surge, and he gains a guaranteed chance to survive a lethal strike, and his freeze gets better by 1 second, but honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, I think he's either mid, or, I think he's barely useful. I think he's down there with Cat Clan heroes. I do believe so. I don't know if I'm even going to put anybody in meh, because I feel like Cat Clan heroes and Ultraland are about the bottom of the barrel. It is the first Uber, by the way. He is the. You know what? Since I don't plan on actually using meh, I'll do first Uber. I'll put him in the first Uber tier. All right. That like only an ultra form can save him at this point. But here's the thing, though, right? Like, he already has ultra talent, so if he does get an ultra form, it's gonna be ages. Can you play the Mushroom Whistler, please? It's from a game. I think I'd rather stick to Battle Cat stuff. I think I'll stick to the Gamma Totem music for now. I'll stick to it for now. Remind me later, like in maybe an hour, maybe. In maybe an hour, you can remind me and I'll put it on. Nekoluga meta will be crazy in 2030. Just came to say hi, but you'll watch the full video? You'll watch the full video? This might be a long-ass one. It took me half an hour to do this much. Alright, but anyway, Asaluga. So many people would say Asaluga is probably amazing tier just because he works well with Cyberpunk. But the problem is he only works well with Cyberpunk. Mid-Uber. Mid as fuck. Because what ends up happening is, like, you won't use him on his own. You'll only use him with Cyberpunk. Otherwise, his uptime is piss poor. His recharge time is piss poor. His survivability is piss poor. Like, his only shining factor is his amazing range. But amazing range can only help so much. Especially since, like, he's a generalist, so he doesn't even have, like... He doesn't have any, like, specific places where he works so much better than anything else would, you know? Like, I'd say he's mid. Mid as fuck. Do we count cat combos? I mean, the slow combo can be nice, and we are counting cat combos, but I mean, I don't think that's enough to put him into good Uber. You know, like I don't think those occasional good things put him into good Uber. You know what I mean? And I don't plan on looking at the stats of every unit because that'll take way too fucking long. But anyway, Kubaluga, I'll put him in barely useful because his guaranteed crit wave is nice. His knockback wave can be nice. Although it's, you know, he's very occasionally useful. That's why this is called barely useful. Keep these words in mind. Don't see this as don't see this as S S S A B C D F. Don't look at it that way. Look at it as the words actually describe what I think of the Uber. The ultimate metal Corey counter, so true. He is the OG boss killer. And well, speaking of boss killers, I'd say Lufalan is an amazing Uber. Because in the stages where he works goddamn well. You know what I mean? Like, he works goddamn well in a lot of stages. A lot of stages that, like, you know, I say a lot of stages. In some stages, you know, damn well. And he can absolutely kill pretty much anything. Nah, he ain't bad. He ain't bad. Balaluga, on the other hand, I'd say he's the same tier as Asaluga, because although he does have freeze and weaken instead of Asaluga's slow, he doesn't have any of the cat combos. He doesn't have as long of range. So I do think Pikalan and Asaluga are in the same tier. Lufalan was your first Uber? Nice. That's a good first Uber to get. I mean, maybe not actually, because he's only really good after a little while, but he can be really nice for some of the crazed, so. But yeah, Balaluga and Pikaluga, or not Pikaluga, Balaluga, I'd say they're around the same. Now, Shishilan, on the other hand, I'm going to say good Uber, because I think a lot of people overlook the fact that he really does break the mold of the Nekolugas. He has a shorter recharge time. It's half as long as the typical Nekoluga. He has survivability, he doesn't have absurd amounts of range, and he actually has amazing damage. At level 30, with the 200% strengthen at 99% health, which means most of the time he will be strengthened, you will have 9k DPS on somebody with this much range. And then he also has really good survivability. So in stages where there's no LD, surge, wave, as long as there's none of that, then he'll still do amazingly. And like, even though I prefer specialist value over generalist value, he's still a good Uber. Like, he's a good generalist. Whenever it comes to generalist, he is good. Like, even though I prioritize specialist value, generalist value is still being considered, mind you. So like, he is a good Uber. And he's also, oh wait, you're right, he has wave immune. So yeah, unless there's surges or LD/Omni Strike, I think Shishilan being a good Uber is, you know, fair. Pikalan is good on base hit stages. Yeah, but like, he doesn't have, like, his recharge time is way too long to make that viable, I'd say. Way too unvaluable. I'm going to, you know what? People may call me crazy, but having 500 standing range with Nobeluga's LD makes him work really well as an LDer. Because although his DPS isn't amazing, on his own, like in stages that don't just automatically kill him because something either outranges or has Omni/LD, he can actually work well, especially with his half cost. He is amazingly cost efficient. He only costs 2250. He only costs 2250, and he has, I think, I'm pretty sure he has the same recharge time as Togaluga. So, like, and then he also has immunities. Okay, so yeah, he has 190-second recharge time, which isn't that terrible, considering, you know, what it could be. And then he also has up to 1,000 piercing, plus immunities. Only immunity he's missing that really matters is Surge. And, like, his talents aren't that worth it, but, I mean, they're there. But, like, with 500 range and this much piercing, I feel like, you know, I feel like he's overlooked a lot, but like he can be really nice. His DPS may not be that great, but he can be really nice as an LDer. Definitely shouldn't be overlooked. So I'm putting him in the same tier as Shishalan. You do not like only the 100 inner range though. That's why he's meant to be kind of the same thing that people will say about Asaluga. He should be used in addition to other things. He should not be your only Uber / attacker or whatever. He should be used alongside other things, and like because like I think that being able to have that piercing range is nice. He won't be able to kill the front line, but he'll damn well be able to kill the things in the back eventually if you give him enough time, or if you support him well enough. Hell, he can even snipe the bases in some stages, giving him cheese factor. So, you know, like it's. You know, I think it's great. Lionel. Yeah, Lionel the cat side, so true. And then Papaluga, we could say best Uber. But, I mean, do we really want to keep this joke up? He's barely useful. Honestly, I feel like he would probably be put in the meta tier, but to be fair, he is occasionally useful. Sometimes. His curse can be nice, but rarely. Now this guy, I'm actually going to put him in good as well, because he has really good range, he has guaranteed shield pierce, and his surge shield pierces. So he's just really nice for that specific reason. As a shield piercer, he does amazingly, especially with his really good range. Kaluga doesn't even have a true form yet. But I still think he's good. I feel like Kaluga actually qualifies as a good Uber because his mini surge is what, level 6? So that effect, like if his surge lands, he's doubling his already good damage. Because like let's look at this. And I say double, more than double. Because it takes a level 5 surge to double. And level 6 is just, you know, better than that. So he has 4k DPS with 710 range. Along with the mini surge is, by the way, guaranteed. It's just inconsistent in its range. And mind you, this is before the true form. This is just evolved form. There is no true form yet. So like whenever that comes out, I'm sure it'll be much better. But like this guy is actually very viable as a super backline attacker. Because like 3700 DPS for 700 range with no blind spot, by the way, and the occasional support value. He's actually really fucking good. And then there's also mini surge. If that lands, it's going crazy. And by the way, I just want to preface this again. I am only looking at level 30 stats, but that's only for easier comparisons. Keep that in mind. But yeah, and then this guy, I actually think he's mid. I would say barely useful, but as somebody that has base tanked before, and that would absolutely love to have somebody assist in my base tanking, Mamaluga actually has some really good usage with that. I feel like Mamaluga would absolutely be able to help with base tanking. So if you're doing some sort of lure strat, or if you're doing any sort of like start off in order to, you know, start things off slow, Mamaluga can absolutely help with that. And so that's why I'm saying he's a mid Uber. You could Papaluga Sage Slayer so he can counter Seractes. That would actually be kind of fitting. Now we get into the Vajiras. We have moved out of the Nekolugas and moved on to the Vajiras. First Vajira, Yukimura. He's the best Uber. Like against black enemies, like let's look at Yukimura real quick. Let's look at Yukimura. Because like I'm not putting him in top 10 generalists specifically because he's just so goddamn good against anti-black or against blacks. He has 42,000 damage per hit baseline as a rusher with really good speed, really good recharge time, and no force swing pretty much. Entirely backswing, so he's a rebound unit. His multi-hit barely matters. Massive damage to black. This is at level 30, by the way. So at level 60, the difference with the massive damage with black is going to be so much better, just because like that's how it works. Because not only are you adding the extra levels, but you're also adding the most massive damage, which is a multiplier of 4. In one hit, at level 30, by the way, he does 160,000 damage. Plus the 40% strengthen. No, wait. 50% strengthen. He has 24th. No. What is it? 240,000 damage in one hit. 240,000 damage in one hit against blacks. And that's as a rusher that has a really low recharge time. That's also at level 30. This guy doesn't even have Ultra Talents or an Ultra Form yet. And he can easily be classified as one of the best anti-black generalists, or specialists. So that's why I put him in best Uber. KG. He could be best Uber, but no, I'm just gonna put him under amazing. Simply because KG, you know, I won't look at his stats, but it's pretty self-explanatory, right? With talents, he has 150% strengthen. Without talents, he has a 100% strengthen. At level 30, he gets like 12k DPS with no talents. But with talents, it's much higher. You know, I'll look at his stats because, you know, you can't... I can't help myself, apparently. But yeah, like, with his strength and at 50% HP, he has 12k DPS, which will be even better with this. And then cost down, all that, and then Ultra Talents gives him target floating, which really is only for Straxes, but it can be useful other times. He has really good recharge time, really good HP. He's a good generalist, good anti-black. He's all of the above. Amazing Uber. Good or pretty good? There is no pretty good. It's either amazing or good, you know? Because, like, he can be at the top of good, but I think he deserves bottom of amazing. Good support and nothing much else. What about having mid 320 range, so mid-range, and, okay, so... 15,000 DPS at level 30 with his strengthen talent. At level 30, 15,000 DPS. With 320 range, which is still mid-range, which means he can still outrange a lot. What about that makes you think good support? And he's immune to waves as well, so that gives him somewhat of another niche. Also, Yuki is only better than Baja Blast against blacks at this point, because Baja Blast is just that good. Not trying to say he's bad. You underestimate 15k DPS. I'm gonna go and be honest with you. Now, this guy... I want to say mid, but at the same time, I don't see anybody using him. But thanks to his Ultra Form, I think he's mid. Because having the guaranteed chance to freeze Aku from his distance, I think is very fair. I think it's actually pretty good. Can be very useful. Barely useful? I don't know. Because, like, I mean, 410 range. He can be very good support for things like, oh dear god, you're making me chug water. Ugh. But he can be very good at freezing things like Condemned Pang and stuff. So, yeah, let me go get a bottle of water and I'll chug it, alright? I am about to get hydrated. Alright. Opening the water. Alright. Let's see if I can actually chug this, because this is more than what's in a can of pop, so this will be probably harder than whenever I chugged pop, but... Let's do it. Oh, it's so cold! Ugh. How the fuck do people chug water? It's so cold. I'm gonna get a brain freeze if I do this super fast. It's good, but like, oh, I'm already getting a brain freeze and I still have like a third left. Ow, fuck. Shotgun, how the fuck do you shotgun a water bottle? Oh, brain freeze. Oh, god damn. Oh, god, this is worse than the pop. Yeah, one time I chugged Fanta. Ugh. Oh, god. Okay. Oh. Oh. Oh my god, that hurt. Jesus. I've never had a brain freeze hurt like that. Oh god, okay, I finished it. I regret making that a point channel thing. Oh my god. No wonder people don't typically make channel points that valuable. I'm not hydrating after that. I'm not hydrating after that. I refuse. I refuse to hydrate after that. Okay, but like I was saying, 410 range with his low recharge time and really good HP. And guaranteed chance to more than 100% uptime with Black and Aku. Refund, it was 100 points. Chill out with that hydrate. And then the counter surge can be nice, I guess, but with talents he can survive a lethal strike. So I think he can actually be relatively useful. Like, from what I can tell, he can be useful. All he has to get is one hit in, and he'll have a guaranteed freeze. So, you know? Date Masamune, I'm just gonna go ahead and say he's a good Uber. He's the pinnacle of average. He has like, I think 6k DPS at level 30. And then his Ultra Talents give him like a mini wave, I think. So yeah, 6k DPS, 425 range, like, pinnacle of average. Because mini wave. Like, he's good, no doubt, but like, I think he's just good. Like, you would say mid since he's average? I think thanks to Ultra Talents, his wave makes him cross the line into good. I think his mini wave puts him into good. That's what I think. Shingen is amazing. I'll say Shingen is amazing. Because he has some crazy stats. He has like 470 range. Really good DPS against his targeted traits, which specialist value, because of course. Really good HP, not too bad of recharge time. Like, it's bad, but it's not too bad, you know what I mean? Really good standing range, really good HP, really good damage. With Ultra Talents, he targets a majority of the traits in the game. And he also, with normal talents, he gets Angel. So, like, I don't think there's much arguing that he's an amazing Uber. Okay. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. This is probably biased, because I do love Kenshin. I do love Kenshin. So it's probably biased, but with her Ultra form, I think 445 range is very good for her. 445 range, good HP, great DPS. This is, by the way, the same as Cosmo DPS, just not with the range. But it's also strong against Black and Relic with talents. With Curse Immunity. And then, good recharge time, good survivability, quick attack frequency, so you're constantly pushing back. And then you also get the Mini Wave! Mini Wave! So, Mini Wave gives you a 20% effective damage increase. Plus, it gives piercing range, and it gives a knockback effect to backliners. So, therefore, 20% of this. What's 20% of this? Because that's like more than 14k DPS. 14k DPS, by the way. And that's not even counting the strong against Black. So, like, she has more than 20k DPS against Blacks and Relics. With guaranteed knockback against them. And good standing range. Good HP, like I said. Like, I genuinely think, as an anti-Black and Relic specialist, I think she deserves Best Uber. I think she's one of the best anti-Relic Ubers you'll find. I genuinely believe so. Simping disguised as a good ranking. Listen. I know it's slightly biased, but yeah, we good. Yoshimoto. I think Yoshimoto's actually pretty good. Like, I think, what is it? Strong against in the weekend? Is that not this guy's name? I could have sworn Yoshimoto was this guy's name. Knockback for... What did you not hear me about the Relic targeting Lumeza? She's not the best anti-Black, because there's Yukimura. Yukimura is the best anti-Black, so I'm not saying she's the best anti-Black. I'm saying she's the best anti-Relic, or one of the best anti-Relics you'll find. She can solo Okami, that's like a one-time thing, though. But can be nice still, though. But, like, she's an anti-Relic as well with talents. Don't ignore that. Having that good of an anti-Relic is rare. Alright, yeah, Yoshimoto. Okay, so 130-second recharge time, good HP, meh DP... Like, his only meh thing is his DPS, but, like, he has, like, 100% uptime with his weaken, and really good LD, and really good standing range, and with talents. Targeting Aku is okay. I mean, weaken against Aku without shield piercing is kind of meh, I'd say. But still, with this LD, the strong against gives 4,500 DPS at level 30. It's mainly the weaken. The weaken, I think, is really good. So that's why I think Yoshimoto deserves good. Especially with the LD. Remember, the LD is a big deal. Alright. Kaihime, I think, is also a good Uber. I haven't really used Kaihime. However, I know that she has some really good damage output, because what? What are your talents? Weakens kind of, like, what? It's only a 40% chance to weaken, so I'm not going to look at that. But 5k DPS, 40 to 40 range with really good HP, sturdy so she won't get interrupted from her slightly long attack animation, with a 25% chance to do a Savage Blow. Whenever she does a Savage Blow, that's 75,000 damage in one hit. And she also slows Black and Zombie, which can be nice, with Zombie Killer, so it gives her a really good niche, actually. So I think she's a good Uber. I think she's a really good Uber. I'm not looking at DPS. With Savage Blow, it's kind of hard to look at DPS and justify it, so... Amakusa. I'd say he's kind of mid. Being an anti-relic, or not being an anti-relic, being an anti-Aku and not having shield piercing is almost a deal breaker. And then his damage is split into a 3-hit, evenly spread multi-hit. His talents aren't that great. His recharge time is relatively long. His HP isn't that high. 7k DPS does look good, and it is good, don't get me wrong. But immune to Surge, he's probably just going to end up juggling blacks instead of nuking them to death. It's like, I think he's mid. As someone who's used him, he is really mid. Okay, I've never used his true form, so I didn't know if anything changed, but it makes sense. It's mid Moriel Amakusa. It makes sense to me. Hattori Hanzo, amazing Uber. Not best Uber. He was your first Uber? I mean, he's a good first Uber. Like, if he's your only anti-Aku, he's a good anti-Aku. And he's also still usable against blacks. I wasn't saying... He's just mid, you know? Like, a mid Uber is still a good Uber whenever he's your first. Lucy is better. Yeah, I would actually say Lucifer is better than Hattori Hanzo. But, okay, so Hattori Hanzo actually has really good damage. I think the only reason why I don't think he belongs as best Uber is because he has no form of Pierce. He has no valuable immunities. He has long recharge time. His HP is good. His range is pretty good for a backliner. His damage is really good. He's got a 2-second freeze. He's good. He doesn't have talents yet, and he's good. He's also kind of slow and kind of pricey. But he has good attack frequency. He has a 50% uptime freeze. He has really good damage against black and floating, because multiply this by 4, that's 20k DPS. So, like, thoughts on Sonic collab? It looks cool. I like having it in the game. It's not the most busted collab of all time, but it is still cool to have. Yeah, he does have immunities, but he is a Colossus Slayer, so he can be really useful. That's not what I meant to do. He can be really useful against against floating and black Colossus. And so, like, he can be really good. That's why I put him under Amazing Uber. I just don't think he's viable for best Uber. With specialist abilities. Okay, so Akechi's a weird one, right? Don't question how I have all these names, like, partially memorized. So Akechi's kind of a weird one. 550 standing range with only a 50% chance to do a surge. I think it's mid. I think Akechi will be mid. Like, even with... This guy's a Conjurer, right? What's his Conjure do? Knockback. Okay, so even with the Conjure, 550 standing range is questionable for a Conjurer, since because you might end up overlapping. So, like, Hanzo's not good against his Colossus targets? I had no idea. I was just kind of assuming. But maybe if they make more Colossus in the future, but whatever. But yeah, like, if the Surge was guaranteed, then I would justify saying that he has 6,800 DPS at 550 range with really good Pierce, but huge blind spot. And the knockback is kind of meh. So yeah, I think it's mid. He's mid, but he can keep pushing. He doesn't have a true form, but he also knocks back Black and Angel, and the knockback will only really be useful against Angel unless you're using, like, unless you're fighting against Lenoir. So I think they're just mid. I will say they're mid, but they have a lot of potential. I think he has a lot of potential for future updates. Windy's the best Uber. Windy can absolutely carry you against pretty much any anti-floating. Or, not anti-floating. Against literally any floating. Oh, by the way, we're starting on Galaxy Gals now. Sorry. That was... Whatever. Galaxy Gals. Windy is the best Uber. Because pretty much any floating just gets absolutely fucking railed by Windy. Because look at, like, I really need to quicken the pace a little bit, but it's fine. If this is a true statement, yeah, like, having 510 range, no blind spot, 100-second recharge time with relatively decent HP. This is level 60, by the way. Insane damage to floating, so what? That's multiply damage by 6. That's a lot of fucking damage. That's a lot of damage. Like, a lot of it. Against floating with this much standing range, and not even to mention strengthen. Her strength and talent. So, in one hit, right? Multiply 130 by 6, right? So 780,000 damage in one hit. Plus the strengthen. Which gives her like more than 1,000,000 damage per hit against floating. Absolutely fucking crazy. Absolutely insane. And Jian is comparable to Windy, but I think we'll talk about that later. I'd say comparable, but they're two really different units. One has LD, the other is just AoE with more standing range. One has insane damage, the other... Wait, they both have insane damage, but one is a true form, or one is an ultra form, the other is just an evolved form legendary. It's complicated. But Windy is really fucking good. Ku, I'll say, is amazing. I think Ku's biggest issue before was attack frequency, but now it's kind of like Anubis, right? Where the attack frequency is fixed with ultra talents, and so you can basically ignore this because what this cuts out 6 seconds of this. So like again, it cuts out like a third of the attack frequency, and the attack animation is a lot of that TBA with good speed. Amazing just nuking capability, and then having that nuking capability against Relic as well, with immune to Surge Niche. I mean, I think she's just, like, really good, especially with immune to Weaken. She can be good against Anya. Decent recharge time. Let's go. Here, like, Lucas the Fourth would probably not even say she's an amazing Uber. He'd probably just say she's good. But I do think that on her targeted trait, she does a shit ton of damage and should not be ignored. Yeah, this is every Uber other than collabs and no regional forms. I'm not doing regional forms either, if you couldn't tell. No regional forms here. Jian is a rapid attacker as well, to be fair. Okay, and then Thundia literally just recently got 14.4 update Ultra Form. And so I think Thundia takes the cake for one of the best anti-red regional forms. Sorry, I'm a Pokemon fucking nerd. Sorry, seasonal. Seasonal, not regional. Seasonal. Sorry. But yeah, like, I mean, having the ability to strike up to 920 still with amazing damage, like against Reds, I mean, this is still like 240,000 damage in a hit. And that's only in the second hit. That's a piercing hit. With 460 attack range, which is really good, pretty good HP, really good general damage as well, really good recharge time, and strengthen! Just like Windy has the strengthen. Which is, I mean, you do the math at this point, it's really fucking good. Really good. What about Alolan Raichu? Shut the fuck up. Lucas the Fourth even said in his stream that he's the one that keeps saying she's bad. I know. Yeah. She does Pepe and Ava 02's jobs basically at the same time. Yeah, and I'm not talking... Oh, wait, no, I will be talking about Pepe, but not Ava 02. Kai. The Galaxy... I'm sorry, the Galaxy Gals just have really amazing specialists. Kai manages to be one of the best anti-floating and one of the best anti-Aku. Both in one. Like, I'm sorry, but like, she's so good. Screw Lucas' opinions. These are my own opinions, alright? These are my own opinions. Shut the fuck up. Like, having resistant with at level 30 already this high of base DPS and this much damage per hit with this speed and recharge time, like, and immune to knockback in her base form, meaning that she's a really good generalist tank, she's a really good floating tank, and then with Ultra Talent she becomes a really good, probably one of the best anti-Aku tanks. And then with a guaranteed chance to pierce shields. So therefore, Kai is best Uber. Like, these three are just that good, right? Like, they really are just that good. Coppermine, thanks to what are her ultra talents? I think she's a good Uber with her ultra talents. I do believe she is. Totally not the scent tier. Shut the fuck up. 4 of them totally aren't women. Listen, strong women are the best women. Anyway, so yeah, with ultra talent she gets a level 3 mini surge, which is actually really good. Unfortunately, it's a little inconsistent, but it is guaranteed. At least, and attack frequency, so it does solve 2 of her biggest problems. Her freeze isn't guaranteed, unfortunately, but her recharge time is really good. Good standing range, she's a backliner. You know, like, even without target zombie and stuff, her DPS, her general damage is really good thanks to the mini surge. So I do think she's a good Uber. Easily best Aku take, way better than Cake Machine and Yami. Unfortunately, Hanayama is coming up soon, but I do think Kai is the best anti-Aku. I think she is the best anti-Aku aside from Hanayama. I do believe that. Kalisa. I think there's better against Angels, but Kalisa's still amazing. Because being a mid-range rusher, you're bound to, you know, fall to all sorts of different balancing factors, but like 355 standing range for a rusher with this much DPS is really good, especially with this recharge time. And with massive damage, that's 32,000 DPS. And as a rusher, I mean, like, that's 160,000 damage per hit. It's fucking nuts. Ignore these. But this is fucking nuts. Wait, she gets a move speed up? Well, she becomes even faster. But yeah, she is the Angel Nuker. I do believe there's better. Maybe? I think there's better. But she is really good. She is amazing. Twin Stars, kind of mid. I'm gonna be honest, they're low HP with their just juggling aliens in black. It's not that preferable. Can be useful. Not ideal though. Jizo's Mega Castle, that will be coming. Jizo's true form is, yeah, Jizo's true form is the Angel Nuker. Oh, really? I didn't realize Kalisa's move speed up moved her into Wing Piggy. Damn. Good if you get it early game, but falls off hard? Who? Kalisa or Jizo? Because both are still really good against pretty much any Angel stage later in the game. But anyway, Mirsha, barely useful. I'm sorry, but you may be one of the few anti-traitless Ubers we have in the list today. But Dodge isn't cutting it, unfortunately. It's not cutting it. Twin Stars on Gestalt Decay is satisfying? That's true. But that's one stage. It's satisfying, not ideal, probably. You'd probably rather nuke her on that stage as well. Lilin. I think Lilin is an amazing Uber, specifically against Akus with shields. Lilin's guaranteed chance to pierce shields plus the surge is to die for in a lot of Aku stages. So she can carry you through... She can absolutely carry you through Aku realms. She can carry you through pretty much any Aku stage. And, like, her true form is what gave her the surge. That's the main reason why she's good. Lilin would be so good if she had surge immune. I feel like, thanks to her strong against, it's not that big of a deal. Especially since she has really good recharge time. Lilin is an amazing as fair. I'm surprised you guys are so agreeing with this. But yeah, like, she's, like, understandable that you thought she used to be one of the worst Galaxy Gals, but, like, I think all the Galaxy Gals are like actually really good for the most part. Lillian getting Surge Immune Talents in Ultra Form? Maybe? Maybe? Terrorune. I'm gonna say it. Terrune's an amazing Uber. Like, Terrune is a little bit on the weirder side whenever it comes to Ubers, but like having such a low recharge time with such average looking stats, but then you realize it's this is 66% uptime against red and alien slow with a 20% chance to savage blow and relatively useful immunities. With like okay, so let's calculate this. 20% savage blow, so that's 40% DPS buff, so that's like 1,000, so 5,000. So against red and alien, effectively 7,500 DPS at level 30. So like with 430 range and a really good slow, like I think she's actually like a really good Uber. You thought she had LD? Unfortunately, no. But she doesn't even have talents yet. And like she's really good. She's stackable. She's good, even on her own. Her only weakness is her HP, but with strong and she has 70,000 HP. So like a Gladios of Red and Alien? No, I wouldn't say Gladios. I'd say more so a Tengu, but instead of knockback, it's slow. I think she's closer to Tengu, but with slow instead of knockback, which is by far better, in my opinion. So yeah, I think she's really good, like against her targeted traits, because specialist value, ladies and gentlemen. Pegasa. I don't know a lot about Pegasa. I know she's an anti-floating zombie weaken with Conjure. The only questionable part is that the Conjure kind of overlaps, I think, but and it also doesn't knock back, it slows. But slowing everything for 6 seconds can actually be really nice. Gladius has a cooler name, the Big Cheese. But yeah, like Pegasa has a almost 100% uptime with Weaken. With Zombie Killer, I mean 4,500 DPS isn't terrible. I mean, she's a really good support with Weaken. I love Weaken. Weaken has become my new favorite status. And so I think she's a good Uber. Because her targeting is also pretty good. Having Weaken against zombies and floating can be really nice, actually. I think. I think she's good Uber. Sodom. People might disagree with this, but I'm putting Sodom under amazing. Is it because of that Lucas the Fourth video? No, that Lucas the Fourth video opened my eyes as to just how useful Weaken is, and I also I've always liked Weaken. I've always liked Weaken. I've just never really used it that much because I've always been like, oh, I like the status, but it's not really that good because nobody uses it. But then once he said that, I was like, maybe I should start using Weaken more. Who was it? Sodom. Remember, I still need to go quickly. Remember that. Because look how many Ubers I still have left. I still have all of these Ubers and I've already been doing this for an hour. This is all I've done in an hour. I need to go fast. Maybe you don't need to. Maybe I can take my time a little bit. You know what? I'll relax for a second. I'll relax for a second, alright? I'll relax for a little bit. You definitely disagree with Sodom on amazing. You aren't. I think Sodom's amazing because of relic targeting. He has a Weaken. It's not a good Weaken by any means, but I had no idea he had Weaken. But anyway, right, so having target relic, I think is really good. Like, Behemoth Slayer can make him really useful against some of the Behemoth relics, but it's mainly his targeting against relic that makes him good. Because he has a lot of HP, he has a 100% chance to knock back, he's a backliner tank? Okay, he's also got good DPS. And, like, he can be really good support with his knockback against floating and relic, and his recharge time really isn't that bad. I'd say his number one problem is cost. I'd say that's actually his number one problem. He can by far carry floating and relic stages. 100%. Grabby is better than Sodom because of relic talents. I do think Grabby is better than Sodom. But, like, they're also completely different. He's a backliner tank that has good DPS base and also guaranteed chance to knock back. Meanwhile, Gravity is a melee tank that has a lot more DPS, but also less survivability because less range, obviously. Use Dark Thumb to beat Infernal 30? Fair enough. But yeah, I think he's amazing. 6k DPS. I mean, this is level 30. This is level 30. 6k DPS with this much HP at 415 range with guaranteed knockback. Knockback can actually be really good for floating in Relic. So I think he's good. And then he's also immune to knockback, so he doesn't get absolutely fucking bullied by like Emost. I think he's amazing, at least good. I genuinely think so. Megadora, I'd say good, because his stats are pretty average, just like Masamune's, except his targeting is floating, and I think metal. Not much else to say about that. Vars, he's good. He has kind of the same niche as Sodom, except I think he has more range and slow against Relic, but he doesn't have nearly the survivability. It's also not guaranteed. Even in true form, it's not fucking guaranteed. And his talents still don't help with that. Oh, wait, right. He needs talents in order to even target Relic. He targets Black, which is... Like, I definitely... Vars is... He's just good. Well, honestly, Vars... What's his DPS? I mean, should we put him in mid? Like, straight up, should we put Vars in mid? You think he's mid? I think he might be mid, but if he's mid, I think Megadora might be mid as well. I think I'm gonna put Vars in mid. Should I put Megadora in mid as well? I just feel like Megadora's knockback and slow can be really nice. That's the thing, right? Like, I feel like Megadora does have a good niche, because floating and metals can actually... It's not guaranteed, but he's got quick attack frequency. Oh, he's also got a wave attack. It's only 15%, but it is there. Oh, he also targets... When the fuck did that happen? I thought it was just metal. When did that happen? Huh? Am I the only one that didn't know this existed? Since when does Megadora have anti-relic targeting? Huh? Okay, I'm keeping Megadora under good. I'm absolutely keeping him under good. He's one of the first that had Ultra Talons. I remember his Ultra Talons being weird because he, like, only had 2 Ultra Talons instead of 3, like normal. So did they, like, buff him? Like, did they realize they made a mistake and buff him? I honestly think he's a good Uber thanks to that. I genuinely think thanks to that he's a good Uber. Kamakura. I think he's mid. I think... Like, let's look at Kamakura. Is that not how you spell his name? Oh my god. Am I spelling it wrong? Is it Kamakura? But Paladin Ultra Talents, though, they're not good. I'm sorry, they're not good. Oh, it's with a U. So it's Kamukura. Kamukura, not Kamakura. Okay, I understand. 475 range, 5k DPS, not guaranteed with that. What's your talents? Tough versus can be nice. 50% slow, 50%... I mean, with Ultra Talents, it's a guaranteed slow. I think this is a really good anti-red, but having resist is kind of useless for a backliner with this guy. I think he might just be... I want to put him in mid, but at the same time, You think he's mid? I mean, red is kind of power crept. I didn't realize his slow became guaranteed with Ultra Talents. Still mid even with the guaranteed slow? Alright. But what about Raiden? I think Raiden's good, right? Because Raiden can absolutely overpower the hell out of any red, pretty much. Excuse me, update please. Show me Raiden. That's... Fucking excuse me? Raiden, there we go. Okay. 415 range, 6k DPS, 9k DPS against red, guaranteed knockback, Behemoth Slayer, and dodge. I mean, and immune to surge. I think he's good. The bunny doge, of course. Why of course, you know? But I think he's a really good red because he can basically solo reds thanks to his strong against, knockback, strong dodge, and immune to the surge and Behemoth Slayer. Like, I think he's just really good. Like, I think he's just really fucking good. Like, really good against red. So I think that means good Uber. I think that warrants good Uber at the very least. Megadora had relic targeting on day 1? There's no way! There's no way! Like, I know what you mean with ultra talents, but there's no way. But it takes too much investment? I'm not considering investment. Were you not here when at the starting of this? I'm not, like, there's a reason why Anubis is top 10 generalist, even though his investment is a lot. And I'm not counting investment in this. I'm just saying Ubers, how good are they with max potential? That's all I'm saying. You were at the start? Well, then you ignored me. Dear Ramos, I think he's an amazing Uber. I don't think he's the best Uber. Strictly because all he does is knockback and slow, right? Like, I'm pretty sure all he does is knockback and slow, which is good, don't get me wrong. Like, his damage is good, his niche is good. The slow isn't that good because it's only 4 seconds, but with the extending hit, I guess it is better. Effectively. His recharge time is still really long, though. He has a lot of HP and really good damage. 410 range is backliner, but it's not that good, you know? Oh, you know what? Guys, I think I might have to put him under best. I think I might have to put him under best Uber. I had no idea. I completely forgot he had strengthen. That's really good. That's really good. I think he's a best Uber. I think he's a best Uber. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I say best. Maybe just top tier. That's not how you spell top tier. Like, does anybody disagree with me? Like, I'm curious. Does anybody disagree with me about that? Because I top tier. No, alright, cool. Ganglion, I think he's kind of died. Should have left it top tier? Okay, I can leave it top tier. You'd put him top 10 of top tier? Okay, cool. Well, here's the thing. There's going to be a lot of top tier because these are specialists. There's a lot of really good specialists in the game. But I think Ganglion's good. I think Ganglion's just good at this point in time. Because, like, he used to be, like, really good because LD was kind of rare, anti-zombies were rare. But only 300 standing range. I mean, he's got a good LD. What the fuck are his talents? He's got good LD. He's got a good niche, but 7,500 DPS on somebody with only 300 range. He's got 200,000 HP with 40 speed at level 30, but, like... Yeah, I mean, I think he's just good. You'd say knock him down? Really? You think he's mid? I mean, if you say so. I mean, I'll agree with mid. I've never used him, so I don't know. But, like, from what I can tell, he's kind of just not that great anymore. He is also expensive. He isn't useful in many situations. I think the main thing that kills him is his blind spot. Having a blind spot on an anti-zombie really cuts his usage. So I think that's the reason why I'll keep him in mid. You still think it's good tier? I think the blind spot and standing range are the two killers there. He was fine if you had no other nukers. Fine if you had no other, like, I think mid's fair. I think I'll say mid is fair. Gladios, I'll put him in amazing because having an anti-traitless That isn't a fast Uber? Absolutely. I'll take it. Slow, guaranteed slow and knockback against traitless? Amazing. Absolutely fucking crazy. Like, it goes crazy. In a stage where traitless is the threat, this guy does crazy good. And I mean, he does have a mini wave, which can be nice. I mean, it's level 3 mini wave, so it gets him piercing on his slow and knockback. And then he also has a guaranteed chance to survive and cost down. I don't know how much the cost down does, but it's there. So that does help with one of his problems, you know? Like, he's really good against pretty much any traitless thing, because he also is effectively a tank. He has a lot of HP. This is level 30, mind you. So, like, you know, this is absolutely fucking amazing. I would say it's amazing at least. Heavy Jack. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Heavy Jack might be an amazing Uber. Because, like, if we look at his specialist stats, he doesn't have a bad recharge time, but he has 50% chance to pierce shields at 455 range with 6k base DPS with a guaranteed anti-red and Aku knockback, plus resistance. So he has a lot of HP against them. So he's going to survive, and his immunity to Surge, or his lack thereof of immunity to Surge, doesn't really matter in my opinion. And the attack up can be nice. The attack up can be nice. How about I put him in good Uber? How about I put him in good Uber? Because, like, I will say, if his strengthen was at 66% HP instead of 33% HP, absolutely amazing Uber. But since it's only 33% HP, I think it's worthwhile putting him in just good. I believe I'll say that. Heavy Jack does carry against Aku Cyclone, and he carries against pretty much any Aku. Like, that's the reason why I wanted to put him in Amazing, just because of him carrying against pretty much any Aku stage. So, like, knockback status does not regen Aku shields. It's only damage knockback that regains shields. But I do think Heavy Jack being in good Uber is fitting. I think that's fitting. So, I'll keep it there. Now, Dahlia-san, I'll put in an amazing Uber. I don't know my top 10 generalists as of right now. I think I'll probably, like, rearrange some things later if I don't have all 10 or if I have more than 10. So, but he is an amazing Uber. Like, I don't think I have to look at his stats in order to tell you guys, or to convince you guys that he's amazing. Why do you think Fiend is usable? Oh, true, knockback versus Aku, yeah. But yeah, like, 510 attack range with 4k DPS with his LD. He may have a blind spot, but he also has a really good slow. Like, it's a 50% uptime slow on somebody with this big of LD and this big of damage. 30% of Savage Blow, by the way. So, increase this by 60%. That's like 7k DPS with 510 range and this much LD. On somebody with so much survivability with these 7 knockbacks and a lot of HP. Like, I mean, I don't think there's much else I have to say. He's just an amazing Uber. Gundaros, hear me out. Hear me out. Amazing Uber. Hear me the fuck out. Gundaros has a shit ton of damage against his targeted traits. 500 range, by the way. 500 range, guaranteed slow and knockback, plus massive damage. In one hit, he does 280,000 damage against his targeted traits. In one hit. At 500 range and good survivability. Well, it's good HP, not some good repositioning. But that's a lot of fucking damage against his targeted traits. And this is at level 30, by the way, without a true form. And he has a Conjure, which has a 100% chance to freeze, which means that you can actually work his Conjure well with his long-ass attack force swings. Like, I believe he's an amazing Uber. Like, 500, don't underestimate 500 range on a nuker this good. Like, I think he's an amazing Uber. Remember, this is all my opinion, but holy shit do people overlook the hell out of him. Alright, moving on to what are they called? Ultra Souls. Moving on to Ultra Souls. Guardian Gamirion. AKA Bowser. Guardian. There we go. Black Freeze is crazy good. It's not. The freeze is only on his conjure. He slows and knocks back on everything else. But this guy, I mean, his talents are good occasionally, but it's mostly his HP. Massive. He has 1,000,000 HP, effective HP, as a mid-ranged tanker with good DPS, good immunities, because immune to weaken can be nice, immune to slow with ultra talents can be nice. Not exactly worth the ultra talents, but it's there. And just a lot of HP with good DPS. Like, he's going to get a lot of damage off against his targeted traits, because, like, this guy has a lot of fucking HP, especially for a mid-range tanker. So, like, is this the one gay one Mario is talking about? Maybe. Maybe. But I think he does make it out of mid tier. I do think he's good only because of his HP. If his ultra talents weren't like his ultra talents and talents don't really affect him that much. He's just always been a good Uber with it. As soon as he got his true form with a lot of HP, he's always been a good Uber. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Top 10 generalist, right? Wrong. Top tier Uber. I think Cosmo is a top tier Uber instead of a top tier generalist. Because Cosmo, right? Cosmo. I think he's better as a specialist than he is a generalist. Hear me out. He targets floating and angel. Floating and angel, floating is a really good trait to target at this day and age. I think we can all agree on that. And then angel, they're not that much of a threat, but whenever they are, he can absolutely take care of them. With his Ultra form, he has 5k DPS, but double that thanks to his level 10 wave, which effectively doubles his damage AoE. Thanks to his Omni Strike having 1050, and his wave attack reaching up to like 2000 something. And then he doesn't have that great of survivability. He has like no HP and like no immunities. But he also has a curse. A 10-second 100% curse, by the way. Which, in addition to his 5-second freeze and guaranteed knockback chance, he's absolutely playing Omega support against Floating and Angel, and at the standing range of a simple 850. His only problem is his attack frequency, but as long as you're using him as a support rather than a hard carry, then he's doing God's work. Exhal's pet? I mean, true. I think he's a lot of people's pets. Get bedside bed in here, and he'll probably say, best generalist, not best. Like, I don't think he's a top 10 generalist. I think he's a top tier specialist. Just my opinion. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Peach Devils is only good. Like, they used to be really amazing, but I feel like Momotaro has fallen off a little bit. I do think Momotaro has fallen off a little bit. I mean, their first form is the main reason why they're good, because, like, if you, like, their true form, don't get me wrong, is really good. I mean, 100% mini wave, it's only level 2, but it still exists. It still gives piercing. Immune to waves gives somewhat of a usage. The knockback can be nice, but to be fair, the freeze not being anywhere close to guaranteed, it is only a 40% chance to freeze. And I mean, whenever the freeze does land, it's 100% uptime. But you kind of have to rely on that. However, it's at the top of good. It's at the top of good. Not amazing, not mid. Not even close to being mid. Somewhat close to being amazing, though. Because their survivability is really good, their speed is really good, so they'll get in there quickly, their recharge time is really good, and their 4k DPS is fine, but with 430 range, 35 attack range, with this recharge time and the guaranteed mini wave, it can be really good, especially with support value from the weaken and upgraded freeze, and as well as the knockback. Can be really good support. However, I think thanks to the kind of mediocre damage and the high speed kind of throws them off a little bit, I think. And also the low chance of freeze, I think it's just a good Uber. Your first Uber? I mean, they are really good, don't get me wrong. They are really good. Because like I said, good Uber, not mid at all. Top of good, I'd say. they just aren't amazing, unfortunately. All right, so I think you guys will understand me here because even though everybody's like, oh my god, he's dead, he's no longer the meta, da 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 da. Against his targeted traits, he definitely can be justified to use, even though his meta doesn't necessarily support it. Like, he can, like, massive damage on a spammable unit is kind of insane. Especially one with 2000 DPS and 320 range and dual targeting. 8k DPS on a single one of these at level 30, by the way. Meanwhile, you can literally spam them as fast as, like, a cameraman. And they also have speed, unlike cameraman. They have survivability, they have 3 knockbacks. And then that's just the first form. And then you look at the evolved form, and you realize 81,000 damage. Multiply that by 4. 320,000 damage, and one hit at 485 range. What the fuck? And a lot of survivability, or a lot of HP, with 2 knockbacks. Holy shit. Ignore all of these. What the shit? That's a lot of damage. With 485 range, by the way. So I think thanks to the combination of having the first form and the evolved and the true form, I think thanks to having both of those in your arsenal at the same time, or not at the same time, but having both of them as an option, I think that is why I think Jizo is a top tier Uber. I believe that's why I think he's top tier. Because there's not a whole lot of Ubers that you can say, oh, you can either choose this form or this form, and they have completely 2 different uses. There's not a lot of Ubers that you can say that aren't fast Ubers or dark heroes. And so, like, I do think that Jizo fits as, you know, top tier. It's 2 top 10 Ubers in one. I think instead it's 1 top tier Uber mixed with one that can cover mixed with a unit that can cover the weakness of the top tier Uber. So basically, Kazuchizo kind of counters its weaknesses, because what's the spammable unit's weakness? Ranged enemies that can clear things out. What can solve that problem? Having more range and a lot of nuking power. So I do believe that Jizo's Mega Castle, in addition to the first form, makes it a top tier Uber. Ultra form is going to be X-Skull, I'm predicting that. Man. Death Moon, honestly, amazing Uber. One of the best anti-metals you're going to find, just because of Metal Killer and amazing support. Because, what's her name? Kaguya. Like, having that good... Nah, this is... Why the fuck is that the Kaguya that pops off? Death Moon? Please? Whatever. You guys got the point. You guys got the point. Having that sort of metal support plus metal killer is really nice. Can't outrange a sloth. I'm talking about the ultra form. The ultra form, like the metal sloth is weird, but like I'm not even considering the angel. Well, the angel targeting is also really nice. It's a really good slow versus angel. Should Kaguya get best Uber? Do you have another better anti-metal in mind? I mean, I guess I don't have another metal. You know what? Kaguya is the best anti-metal, I think, because it mixes support along with being able to, like, get their damage down. So I think that I'll keep Kaguya in top tier, just because of the metal targeting and really good metal usage. Kachiyama? I think Kachiyama's mid. Unfortunately, I think Kachi is mid. First form isn't that useful. Why the fuck are you being slow? Excuse me? Oh, there's a dash. Sorry, I was missing the dash. My bad. Anyway, the first form isn't that great, because, like... I mean, it can be nice. But having the 100% chance to weaken is really nice with Relatively quick attack frequency, low recharge time, 54,000 HP isn't too terrible, but only 2 knockbacks with really high speed. Kind of the same problem as Peach Devils. Not that great of DPS, but strong against makes it viable, especially with 460 range. Cost down kind of solves some of the problems. 6-second lower, it's kind of meh. It's only a 40% slow with Ultra Talons. Curse immunity is kind of useless. The attack up is... it's alright. I mean, I think it could be used, but I think it's mid. You think the other Uber with Metal Killer is better? You think Axel is better than Kaguya? I don't know. Kaguya is spammable, and range doesn't exactly matter against metals, because none of them really have much range. He's mid, but still kind of underrated. I mean, he's definitely not the worst. No, I just think he's mid. He like his weakened's nice, but that's about it. And then Sarukani. I think Sarukani is good. I don't know about amazing, because let me look at Sarukani real quick. I mean, you know what? What's your cost? 300. You know what? I think it might be amazing for anti-zombie. Yeah, you know what? It's amazing for anti-zombie. Oh, you get a Savage Blow in your talents? I had no idea. Okay, yeah, enemy into Toxic for Zalo. Yeah, no, this guy is amazing for zombies. Amazing for zombies. I really don't know Sarukani's game. Yeah, no, absolutely amazing Uber. Targeting zombies with that kind of damage and with that kind of like good immunities as well. Like and HP, really good HP, survivability is out the roof. Spammable in the first form, really good in the relatively long recharge time in the true form though. I think they're an amazing Uber. For the same reason why Jizo's Mega Castle is a top tier Uber. That's what I believe. Alright, so Kentaro. Kentaro, they're good, but I don't think they fit into amazing. Like, their LD is nice, but their damage is underwhelming even with Savage Blow, it almost seems. But their slow is really good. Their slow is really good, and they also have the curse, and it's a multi-hit, so the 50% doesn't really matter that much. Plus, you know what, 500 range. I think that it's on the edge of amazing, but it's not quite there, unfortunately. I don't think it's quite there. They can nullify Wing Piggy's weak and true. I think it's definitely a good Uber. Not quite amazing Uber, though. You think the damage is fine for LD and range? Don't forget that the multi-hit will kind of split it up a little bit. Like, I think the multi-hit's kind of the most questionable part about it. If it was one... Nah, I don't want to play what-ifs, but, like, I do think it's good, don't get me wrong. But the longer recharge time, the not really usable first form, the first form has 350 range? What the hell? But it is also a big blind spot, don't forget. So, like... Oh my god, Lucas is going live at the same time as me. Brother. Dude's gonna steal my audience. Anyway. Works as a good rusher? Fair. But anyway, yeah. So, Chun Chun. I'm gonna say Chun Chun's an amazing Uber. But for only one reason. Okay, kind of for two, but mainly for one. The Research Small combo. It's only a 1 slot. It's a 1 slot small research combo. So I think that makes Chun Chun an amazing Uber. But to be fair, the Curse and Knockback Mini-Wave against Angels and Aku can also be really nice. Weren't we not considering combos? When did I say I wasn't? What, you want me to move Asaluga up to good tier just because of that? No. Oh wait, Lucas isn't playing Battle Cats? What the fuck is he playing? The Twitch alert said something about Battle Cats, but whatever. Shouldn't Kaluga be amazing? I completely forgot about Kaluga's research combo. I completely forgot about it. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, Kaluga's an amazing Uber. I completely forgot about it. I'm so sorry. Yeah, no, that's an amazing Uber. Are there any others that I missed? Heavy Jacks is kind of meh, 'cause isn't it just resist? one-slot combos are kind of in their own category, but Nekoluga mixes actually being a viable unit in most scenarios, plus having the Research M, by the way. This one only has a Research S, this one has a Research M. So I do think Nekoluga is viable for Amazing Uber. But I don't think there's any... You know what? I think Kubaluga. I think Kubaluga can be worthy to be mid-Uber because of his cat combos. Am I wrong? I think Kubaluga can be moved up because of it. So I'll move Kubaluga like right there. I do think Kubaluga fits in just because of the research combo though. It's good but not broken? Yeah. Okay. And then Oni Earthshaker. I mean, I'd say for being an anti-traitless rusher, I think it's either good or amazing. Which one? Issun underrated boy? I'll say amazing. I'll say Issun's amazing. Because having an anti-traitless omni-striking rusher, Issun Boshi's gonna be damn good. Damn good. This guy. What the fuck is this guy's name? So let's look for this guy's name because I can't remember for the life of me. Hanasaka, Ravenous Cherry, right? Okay, so Hanasaka is a weird unit. They seem weird, but they seem good at the same time. They have a multi-hit. Their first form only has 160 range, so I probably wouldn't use it. But oh, they only have 230 range, and it doesn't pierce forward. I mean, but they have long attack frequency, but they do resist. Holy HP! At level 30, they have 200. What the hell? I mean, that's a lot of HP. I think that's good. I think that's good. That's a lot of fucking HP. Plus a pretty good freeze, all things considered. I mean... Oh yeah, and Conjure. Conjure knocks back and weakens? Oh my. Boys, I think we have another good Uber. Rather, I mean, as of right now, I want to say good, but I almost want to say amazing, because that seems good. That seems good. What the fuck? They may have, like, no range, but I mean, they're a fucking tank. What do you expect from a tank? And then since they're a really low range tank, you can pretty much expect them to, you know, die before their recharge time runs out. And even if they don't, that means that they're doing their job damn well. Yeah, I should have known this guy. What the hell? And 5k DPS isn't bad either, even with the multi-hit. I mean... What the hell? Wait, show me your evolved form. Oh yeah, it's this... Right, I have seen this guy's attack animation. I mean, I think... Boys, do we think that's an amazing? And with resist, they both have treasures, right? So with resist, that's 800. Wait, no, that's 1,000,000 HP because resist is 5 times with treasures, right? Oh my, that's 1,000,000 HP and a good freeze. A tanker with a good freeze. A tanker with a good freeze. Their second hit's not gonna land probably, but their first and third hit. I mean. Oh my god, that's an amazing unit. That's an amazing Uber. I had no idea that guy was 200,000 base HP. What the hell? Dude. Wait, you wanna know? You know, Ultra Souls, they really made a big comeback. Remember when Chun Chun Hunters were like really bad? You also NP him, you're depressed. Never sell a new unit for NP. I'll say that. The fact that Kentaro and Momotaro are probably the worst Ultra Souls? No, sorry. The fact that Guardian Gamirion is probably the worst Ultra Souls is crazy. Because that means that the rest of them are fucking insane. I mean, they are pretty bad without the combo, to be fair. But they're guaranteed to get a mini wave knockback against against Angel and whatever. Also, yeah, you're right. Kachiyama. Kachiyama's down here. Yeah, sorry. I forgot Kachi's existence. But that's still, like, Kachi's the only one that doesn't make it into good Uber. Like, that's actually crazy. Okay, Akira. Akira's kind of complicated, if I'm not wrong. Because, I mean, he kind of relies on Ultra talents, right? Because 430 standing range, with talents and Ultra talents, target Aku, freeze, surge attack. I mean, so what? Strong against as well. So with the surge, 10k DPS, with strong against 15,000 DPS against those targeted traits, with good immunities and with a 50% strengthen at 33% HP. So, I mean, 50%. So that's like more than 20k DPS after on the last knockback. With not terrible recharge time, not terrible HP. Actually, pretty good HP with strong against. Good attack frequency, good survivability with knockbacks. Good freeze, I think. Relatively decent freeze. Guaranteed chance to survive a lethal strike, which helps a lot with the strengthen. Yeah, you know what? And also snipe ability with the surge. I mean, I'd say it's a good Uber. I don't think it's anything amazing, but I don't think he's amazing, even without counting investment. I don't think he's amazing, but I mean, he's good. Like he's pretty good. You remember that Neo? You remember from Neo that if you invested in him, he's pretty good against Aku's? He is good. Oh yeah, and then he has weaken and wave immune. I don't think he's amazing. I don't think he's amazing because he kind of relies on his strengthen for a lot of his damage. I say a lot of it. Even without it, he has like 15k DPS. Wait, that's at level 30, isn't it? Yeah, that's at level 30. You know what? He's amazing. Yeah, I forgot that I was looking at level 30 stats for a second there. Because, like, if you do all of that math at level 60 for his Ultra Talents, that's a lot. That's pretty damn good. I gotta be honest. Also, welcome, bees. Mikako, I mean... I think Mikaku's just amazing, right? Like, I don't think there's a whole lot of arguing against that. Like, having massive damage against aliens with guaranteed slow for 5 seconds, with weaken, with knockback, with survive, with target angel, with dodge, with like I feel like just amazing. Like, I do believe. Changed his mind real quick. I know. I was looking at level 30 stats whenever I was talking about Ultra Talents because I was like, oh, 15k DPS isn't anything special for level 60. No, 15k DPS is at level 30. That is crazy. See, that's where the comparison of using level 30 instead of level 60 on everything kind of comes in. But, like, to be fair, without Ultra Forms, I would have to look at... That's not it. I would have to look at this in order to be like, oh, you know, like... I would have to do all of this in order to look at level 6. I don't want to have to look at this every time. So, I was just... I got confused once in the entire stream so far. So, you know what? Give me a break. Anyway, Catman. I think Catman's just good. His damage is okay. His targeting is pretty good. I mean, he has good range. He has good HP. But he can only target 2 things at a time, and his talents are useless, pretty much. Like, I think he's just good. He doesn't do much. He's kind of just a basic-ass nuker. And even then, like... I think he's just good. He's just good. Well, he may... Am I actually about to put Catman into mid? I might actually put Catman in mid. What do you guys think? I think he might actually just straight up be mid. Nah, he's good? I mean, I don't know. Does his recharge time and cost change your mind? Holy 55! He's mid. He's, like... I looked at his cost and recharge time and I was like, nah, he's mid as fuck. Okay, Ultra Kaguya is only in top tier because she's probably the best anti-metal unit. That's it. Why the devil is your goat Ganglion in mid? Because everybody has opinions, alright? Everybody has opinions, and I gotta be honest. Ganglion, I mean, you know? But Nanaho, ignore the fact that I have legendaries on here, alright? Ignore that. But to be fair, Kaguya also has support against metals. It's not just Kaguya being able to kill metals. And honestly, she can't even kill metals on her own, because Metal Killer doesn't actually do its job. You have to have a critter in order to actually kill metals. However, the slow, I think, is really good. And Nanaho is good against metals for her crit. Kaguya is good against metals for her, you know, her slow. Okay, so I don't actually know much about what the fuck is her name? Why can't it's not Midsummer, is it? No, Midsummer is the seasonal variant. Spectral Cat. Well, I don't know the first form. Spectral Cat. White Rabbit, that's it. Fucking hell. Do I have to put the in front of it in order for the website to know what I'm talking about? Okay. You'll probably only use her Ultra form, right? Because that just makes sense. Strong against, so 15k DPS with really good support. Both slow and weaken with Sage Slayer. I mean, and the cost down helps. I don't know how much it helps by, because it doesn't tell me the specific amount, because for some reason it still does the slashes. But like, I mean, she seems good to me. I think she's just good. Like, well, her support seems really good. I really like her slow and weaken on top of each other. I will say that. You'd use well, they're in the same fucking tier, and they're for two completely different reasons. Baby Cat's a good generalist. This one's a good specialist. They're completely different. Well, yeah, but the cost down. The cost down changes that. She's kind of the heavier version of Tarun, bigger stats, but also bigger cost and cooldown, but also weaken. The weaken shouldn't be ignored. Oh, that's what the slashes mean? I had no idea. Okay, so yeah, she's less than 5,000 cost with talons. I had no idea that's what the slashes meant. Anyway. It is the best combo of debuffs, but honestly, Freeze is still better. But like, it is the best combo to have, and it's 50% uptime on a backliner like that. So, I'll say this guy's an amazing Uber. I don't think he's top tier. I don't think he's top tier Uber, because I mean, he's slow. He's slow. Has a long recharge time. Has 430 range, which is still good. He targets traitless, and it has immune to surge. Targeting traitless with immune to surge is actually really fucking good. But remember, he can't hit anything outside of his targeted trait. So in his true form, I think he's a top tier Uber, not because of his ultra talents, but because of his first form's existence, in addition to having the access to his true form and ultra talents. I think that's the reason why he's top tier Uber, because of his first form's existence being able to do base killing. I think that's the only reason why he's a top tier Uber. If it was just his true form with ultra talents, no. Not top tier. But with his first form, yes. Hayabusa, isn't he kind of just mid? I'm fairly certain Hayabusa is just straight up mid. Why is top tier above top 10? Because top 10 generalists. I value generalists less than specialists. So this is for the top 10 generalists in the game, so aka the top 10. And these are to emphasize, this is above the generalists to emphasize just how important specialists are. This is to emphasize just how important and how good specialists are. Also works for traitless, I know, but like, him targeting traitless isn't that big of a deal. For the most part. I mean, immune to surge plus traitless is nice, but in very few places. But anyway, Hayabusa. I think he's... By the way, hello, Fenrix. So, I mean, Good LD, good range. I mean, okay niche in second and third form. Only 30% crit chance. 5 second. 300. I mean, he's good critter. Oh, he gets shield piercing. He gets LD shield piercing. I think he's just a good Uber. Without Aku targeting, I think he would be mid. But with Aku targeting, I think he's a good Uber because you can also use him for metal. So should put both Phonoas and Kazli and barely useful. I don't think I should do that because then I'd be lying and that'd be rage baiting. I want to be completely honest with this entire thing. And I want to reward people who watch this entire thing, considering I'm 2 hours in and oh my god, I have a lot of... hold on, my ass is sweating. Let me stand up for a second. This is why I only do 2-hour streams. Speedrun time? No, I still got time. I can stream however long I want. This is a 1,000 subscriber special. The longer the better, because then I get more watch time. Okay. This is why I limited it down to 2-hour streams for the most part. But anyway, Vigler. He does get an amazing pass, but you know what? He would go straight up to amazing tier with thanks to his research time, or not his research combo. But I think thanks to his research combo, in addition to his ultra form, I do believe he deserves this. You need time to cook with your takes? I know. That's why I don't want to do speedrun, because I want people to understand why I'm doing everything. That's the main problem I've had with rankings and tier lists and stuff, is because a lot of the time you don't have context, and you don't know why they put things where they are put, and so you kind of don't get all the information you need in order to know why they did what they did. So that's why I'm going to post this entire thing on YouTube. But yeah, let's look at Vigler's Ultra Form. I think that Vigler is very good with his Ultra Form. Research combo on its own makes it an amazing unit, just because Research up M is amazing. How did you get 50 subs in a day? YouTube subs, I have no fucking clue. Wait, how many subs am I at now? I had a video posted like 2 hours ago, so I wonder how many if I got any subs from that. I did not get any, because the video is doing terribly. To be fair, it's a shit post. I posted a video of literally just the thing. But, Research Slave that also is good versus aliens? No, he's actually not good versus aliens. He's good against zombies and relics. So, like, surprisingly enough, he's not good against aliens. Like, unless you're talking about his first and second form. But with his starting at his true form, he's only good against zombies and, thanks to talents, relics, which is arguably better. Because with his ultra form, he actually gets a pretty quick attack force swing, along with good recharge time, good HP, good DPS, especially considering he has a level 5 wave. That's reaching like 1,000 range, by the way. And then he's also Sage Slayer, so he counters things like Old Stretch and stuff. He also has a guaranteed freeze for 5 seconds, so that's 50% uptime on somebody that already has so much damage, thanks to his strong against. So he has like 18,000 DPS against zombies and relics, which are two very good targetings, plus zombie killer for the zombies, of course. And with the freeze, with the research combo, I don't think anybody's going to argue against me saying he is a top tier Uber. He is definitely a top tier Uber. And can you look at his design? Look at his design. This is his ultra form. What's the difference between? Oh, he gets a darker suit. But I mean, he like, look at this. He's just cool. He's a cool guy. He's upside down. How could you not love him? I should probably turn that off so that I'm not lagging. But I definitely think he's top tier. Absolutely, I think he's top tier. Alright, Saki. I think Saki's actually really good. I think that if her blind spot wasn't as big, I'd say she's an amazing Uber. Or if her cost wasn't so high, then she'd be an amazing Uber. However, I think that Saki definitely deserves good at least. Because, like, I definitely think she could be arguable for amazing Uber. thanks to her 600 standing range, really good DPS with strong against, really good survivability, really good recharge time, all of that. And like my only problem is my only two problems are her blind spot, which she rushes into thanks to her high speed, and her absurdly high cost. Those are my only two problems with her. Otherwise, she would be an amazing Uber. But unfortunately, I'm keeping her down in good. Saki's your only anti-relic Uber if you don't count Talented Gravelodon. I will count Talented Gravelodon. But Saki's a good one to have, definitely. I'm pretty sure... Isn't Kai Collops kind of just okay? Like, I think he's very... He's very fairly mid, I would say. I think he's very fairly mid. Because, like, his Ultra Form... Like, not his Ultra Form. His True Form... Well, he doesn't have talents. His True Form only has a base DPS of 4,000, which against Aku's would only give him 12k DPS. Which, for a specialist, it's kind of meh, but he does have a 50% chance to pierce shields. But it's also split into a multi-hit, and only the first hit can pierce shields. So it's kind of meh. He's really squishy with his low HP. It's, you know... It would be a lot better if he had Surge Immune. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I love Surgery Immune, though. And he also has a long-ass recharge time for what he does. Like, he's mid. He's definitely mid. But against Aku, he can still be useful. Thunderjack. I'm going to go ahead and put Thunderjack in Amazing Uber. Because I don't think a lot of people realize just how high his DPS is. Like, his DPS is fucking high. Like, I think the devs were high when they were making his DPS this high. He has 18,000 DPS. With low recharge time, good HP, 0 knockback, so he'll definitely land his damage. He's got quick speed, he's got cheap cost, and he's got good traits to target, because his knockback can be really nice against his targeted traits. And he also has immunities that can fit whatever stage you want them to. If there's a Henry, use the second form. If there's something that weakens... You know, use his first form. Like, and then he also has 250 range, so he even outranges Bun Bun with this kind of DPS. So, like, you know. Freeze Immune is good against aliens, yeah. Like, I mean, you know. Like, the easiest pass through pretty much all the deadly advents. Like, he is really good. His only downside is his single targeting. But honestly, I feel like with his quick-ass attack frequency and his 3-hit multi-hit, I think it's fine. I do think it's fine. Axel. I don't know a lot about Axel. I know he has Metal Killer. That's about all I know, though. So what? He's 4,200 cost, 120 second recharge time, 4,700 DPS, 450 range isn't bad, especially with his LD. He's got a good LD. He's got pretty good support against... With a 3-hit multi-hit and 30% on each of these, with his LD, then he can trade all of this for a 25% freeze and Metal Killer. 10% of metal enemies' HP on each hit. You know, hear me out. I think his first form is better. Because, like, killing metals is not a problem. It's, you know, support against them. There's not a whole lot of good support against metals. So I actually think his first form is better. But here's the thing, right? Even with Metal Killer, you still need to get a crit eventually, right? Oh, wait, and then he also has this. Oh, interesting. Huh. I think the main problem with him is that not necessarily a problem with him, it's the way Metal Killer works. He'll never be able to kill a metal on his own, which is why I think his first form is better. Especially since it gives him a bit more better of a niche against aliens. But either way, like I think he's a good Uber. I mean, the support's not anything like super amazing because it's only 30% chance with each hit. And it's not even 100% uptime. And he does have a blind spot. But, like, I do think he's really good. And, like, depending on the stage, you can switch to freeze or whatever. And, I mean, like, I think he's really good. but like not amazing by any means. Zeus, I think. I mean, I want to say Zeus is mid, but 6k DPS at level 30 with 480 range? Really? What the fuck is Zeus's name? I'll just put Almighty Zeus. Thunder God, right. Oh yeah, also, new banner where we've started the Almighties. But yeah, like I mean, he's not really cost or overpriced, but 6k DPS with good HP, 480 standing range. His only problem really being long recharge time and bad niche. Like, what the fuck? Why give this guy resist? And resist wave and weaken. Like, they just had to know what they were doing with these talents. And also, he only has 2 talents. 2 bad ones, because what kind of Behemoth Slayer? Why would you give this guy Behemoth Slayer? I mean, I guess he'd be fine. I mean, what? Behemoth Slayer 2.5 times, so it's 15,000 DPS at level 30 against Behemoths. I mean, that can be good with 480 range. I just don't see it. The slow is only a second long out of 6-second attack frequency. I mean, targeting zombies is... I mean... I want to say he's mid. I almost want to say he's mid. I almost want to say he's mid. Like, I'm putting him in mid just because, like, we don't need generalists. 480 range on a generalist with 6k DPS. I mean, that's good, don't get me wrong, but it's not needed. There's better. I mean, he's not that. He's mid. I'll say it. But Mega Aphrodite, on the other hand, top tier. Mega Aphrodite has... I mean, I don't think there's much arguing for this, right? Like, because massive damage against alien, 600 standing range, really good LD. I mean, yeah, she has a huge blind spot, but she's a sniper against a backlining of aliens, and like massive damage gives her 12,000 DPS. Good HP, good survivability, not bad recharge time, and then with Ultra Talent's attack frequency up, so she's attacking more, which is just good. Otherwise, what the this is fucked. Who the fuck decided to not even give her the stat buffs of being talented? Who decided that? But here's the thing, right? You say she's mid, but 600 standing range, while having this big of an LD, and pretty decent DPS. Like, yeah, the DPS kind of falls off generally, but against Alien, I'd say it's top tier, just because it's, like, absolutely fucking amazing. 160,000 damage per hit, and this isn't even counting... That DPS isn't counting the 2.4 seconds we get off of her attack frequency. So you get probably closer to, like, 4.5k DPS, and that's at level 30. So yeah, but her talents are disgusting. Like, ugh, not even a guaranteed slow. Ugh, this is... Oh, what? Oh my god. I feel so bad for Aphrodite. She got so fucked. In the worst way possible. Meanwhile, Amaterasu over here getting fucking zombie killer barrier breakers who have a lethal strike. Like, come on, man. Like, how can you screw over Aphrodite so much and then give Amaterasu this? How can you give her this? How can you give her this? Like, and what do you mean Satoru has a new friend of bad talents? Aphrodite, I think, had talents before Satoru did. She was the original bad talents. Frequency is good. It's just not as... It doesn't affect as much as it does on Ku and Anubis for some reason. The worst talents of any unit in the game? True, but this one, these are like some of the best talents you can get as a generalist. Like... Guaranteed chance to survive a lethal strike. 50% chance to pierce breakers, or break barriers, and zombie killer. Like, on a generalist, with what? So multiply this by 4, 14,000 DPS at level 30 with 455 range with good survivability with good recharge time or decent recharge time. Like, what the fuck? Top tier generalist? No, because if I'm doing a top tier generalist, it's going to do top 10 generalist. It's not a top tier generalist because at that point I might as well just put her in top 10, which I'm not. But like she's really good. I don't think there's much explaining to go on there. Ganesha, I actually think is a top 10 generalist. I actually think Ganesha is a top 10 generalist. Zombie killer on a generalist is enough to bump any unit up a tier because it gives them an entirely new niche. Exactly, that's why Anubis not only gets the zombie killer, but he also gets the shield piercer, which we should re-talk about Anubis since I ranked him so long ago. But yeah, you guys are confused by this, but look at this. Okay, so the strengthen. So only by getting knocked back once with this really good survivability, only by getting knocked back once, you get 100% strengthen. Okay, 100% strengthen. That's 7,000 DPS at 400 standing range, really good LD with low recharge time. Yeah, Ganesha's a top 10. And then attack up. You upgrade this 100% by another 50. So that makes it what? So it was 7,000 DPS, so it's like 90. It's like about 9,000 DPS at level 30, by the way. And then with Ultra Talents, you get attack frequency up by 2 seconds, which is a big deal. That's about a fifth. That's less than a fifth. More than a fifth of their attack frequency. So, and then you also get immunities. So this for Henry, I'm assuming, and this for just general waves, which makes them really good. The immune to knockback doesn't really matter unless there's like a mole. So I'd rather not get it. You're confused by my stream lagging? Oh, sorry, am I dropping frames? Understandable, because this entire stream has been using the fucking browser. Sorry, we all caught back up. If you're lagging behind, you should probably refresh your stream because, you know, things happen. Hopefully, I don't lose too many more frames. But trust me, it's just because I'm on a browser. It's not like I'm streaming from a laptop. It's understandable. Everybody still here? Everybody still doing okay? We Gucci? But yeah, so that 9k DPS at level 30, probably closer to like 10, maybe even 11. No, actually, it'll be it's probably 12k DPS at level 30 with max talents. But with ultra talents, you know, since these are ultra talents, you'll probably have a fuck ton more, like almost double. That's something I've noticed. Level 30 compared to level 60 is typically almost double. It lagged the moment you said Ganesha. Damn. Fun Ganesha tip if you have no NP, get strength in level 1, which is super cost effective. True. Because it starts off at 23. But yeah, like, with this big of an LD and that good of stats, and you're pretty much always going to be strengthened, it's really good. Like, Ganesha, he's really good. It's around 90k DPS. It's fucking up there. And I'm assuming that's not even counting the attack frequency down, because the attack frequency down by 2 seconds is a big deal. So yeah, and then Poseidon. I think I'll talk about Anubis after I talk about Poseidon. But first, Poseidon. I think Poseidon's a good Uber. Poseidon's not amazing, I don't think. But he is really good. Because like 350 range on a rusher, on a mid-range rusher with good recharge time, good HP, good survivability, 6,000 DPS, 100% chance to freeze, metal and zombie, meaning that you give a generalist mid-range rusher a niche that targets two things that you would not be able to typically counter as a mid-range rusher generalist. And then you also get talents such as dodge, and with max savage blow talents, that's a 30% savage blow on this bad boy. So effectively increase that DPS by 60%. So that's more than 9k DPS. With a savage blow, you get 150,000 damage. On this guy with really low recharge time, with a really good niche and all that stuff. Like, I'd say he's borderline amazing. But I'm not going to say he's amazing because his damage does kind of rely on savage blow in order to be amazing. But it is 30%. So I would say borderline amazing, but good. So top of good Uber, but like I'm not gonna actually organize all that. You're still not over them giving Aphrodite curse resist instead of immune. Somebody at Ponos must hate her. Like don't 4 different resist talents. That's so fucked. And then the 5th base talent was a slow that's only 40% chance. It's so fucked. But yeah, so some of you guys may not have been here, but at the beginning I was using Anubis as an example as to like how I'm not really taking into consideration investment. But Anubis is my top 10 is in my top 10 generalists. I think that Anubis is really good because he's a really good generalist. He's got shit tons of damage. He's got the 30% surge. He's got shield pierce, which is 70%, which is good chance, especially with his quick attack frequency, which is another ultra talent. And then he's also immune to surge and wave and some other things, which gives him really good niche. So there. The god of thunder of res talents. Yeah. Yep. Alright, and then Chronos. Chronos is amazing. I'm not gonna put her in top 10 generalist because her blind spot and damage kinda... They make her questionable. They make her very questionable in my opinion. Because her recharge time is pretty good. It's good standing range. Weird damage because her damage isn't like, and her attack frequency is pretty fucking long. Her survivability is good, but not amazing. And her freeze is only 1 second, which 1 second every now and then is good, don't get me wrong. But her damage is weird. Her LD gives her a big blind spot, but it does pierce quite a ways. And her immunities are kind of meh. Her talents, I mean, they're not even good because these two are basically useless, and this one is kind of just negative a lot of the times. Like, I don't think she's top 10 Uber. I don't think she's top 10, but she is amazing. She's definitely amazing. I just don't think she's top 10 generalist. Hades, I think he's good. I think Hades has kind of grown on people as of late, mainly because of his immunity to Toxic. His immunity to Toxic has definitely... It was something he was born with, and it's something he's known for. Along with his... a lot of HP. And his DPS actually isn't that bad. Even with multi-hit, like, he's just getting constant damage out. So he's going to just juggle peons, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, especially if he's the one taking the damage from it. And then he's immune to a lot of things. He's a really good just general tank. And then if you give him talents, he has Weaken Slow against Relic, which slow is kind of useless, but Weaken can be nice, especially as a tank, so he would effectively have 800,000 HP against Relics, which isn't bad, especially since he can effectively tank Immost, thanks to his immunities. New music reminder? Oh! Wow, it's been a while. What music do we want to do? What music do we want to change to? There's your dojo music right there. Alright, new music, Lucifer. Lucifer I actually think is an amazing Uber. Because if we look at Lucifer's stats, before true form he can be like, oh, he's, you know, he's inconsistent, he's unreliable, he's not that amazing. But with his true form, he is 550 standing range, which he always has that. But the main difference is that his surge becomes guaranteed. Having that guaranteed surge doubles his DPS up to 7,000, and it guarantees it. So, and then his LD is really good. He has a huge blind spot, yeah, but I mean, his inner range is 150, which is fine, I guess. And then his base DPS is 7,000, but his strong against DPS is like 10,000. And then strong against HP is 80,000, which is fine. His survivability kind of lacks thanks to this low HP, but like his recharge time is pretty low. And he's also immune to Surge, which covers that much survivability for Aku's. And then he doesn't even have talents. He doesn't have talents or anything. This is just his true form, and I mean, it may just be the way it is, but you know what? I'd still say it's damn good. Because, like, having that level of DPS and LD for floating and Aku, both really good traits to target, makes him really fucking good. And also, 550 standing range. Don't forget, 550 standing range. He has the same range as Camel. So, Fucking amazing, I would say. A set. Now, here's the thing, right? Before True Form, which as of 14.3, she didn't have one. So before good True Form, I'd say she was probably mid, right? But with True Form, oh my god. I actually think she's amazing. I think in 14.4, it's not out in global yet, but with her True Form, she gets what she needed most. More standing range. She absolutely needed more standing range. And she also gets more HP, slightly more damage, same recharge time, same attack animation, da-da-da-da. One more level to the attack wave. Which means that she's stretching even further. What do you mean Ubers only? The legendaries are at the bottom. We'll get to them. We'll get to them. Don't worry. We'll get to the legendaries. Just be patient. But yeah, and then the strengthen is still 50%. So, and then she also gets immune to toxic and freeze, which is, I think that's pretty damn good. It gives her some extra usage, and she also gets a cool design. Or I don't know if her design's actually, it's not any different, but she has a cool design. But let's do some math here, right? So 3.8k DPS, right? Double it thanks to the wave, but this reminder, this pierces up to like 800 range, which is fucking crazy. And so reminder, this is like 7600 DPS. So 7600 DPS with a piercing range is effectively, and then 10k DPS thanks to the strengthen. Do I really have to tell you that that's good? 350 range with this much HP, 150,000 HP generally, with good survivability. This kind of strengthen level at, by the way, 2/3 of her HP. So after only one knockback, she has 10k DPS generally, with a piercing range and good immunities, and even against Colossus, she has quite a bit more. And mind you, this is, again, just an Ultra form. So yeah, I mean, yeah, 800 range pierce is fucking crazy. I think it's crazy, at least. And so that's why I think she's amazing. Because she's a mid-range now. She used to feel like a melee unit, but she's officially a pretty good mid-ranged unit with 10,000 DPS for most of the time. It just seems crazy. Okay, so this one is Gigapult. He's a top tier Uber. Gigapult is in fact a... Oh yeah, that's also at level 30, so remember that. What the fuck is his name? I'll just type in Gigapult and see what pops up. But yeah, Mighty Catapult, there it is. Okay. So, the level 30 is just for comparison, whatever. Like, if you wanted to compare things always at level 60, then, you know, da-da-da-da-da. But yeah, Gigapult is fucking nuts. Gigapult for pre-Ultra Form is ass? I don't know. Okay, well, it's not even guaranteed weaken. So yeah, you're right. But 400 standing range, 10k DPS, which, by the way, this is level... I want to preface this. This is at level 60. A set's 10,000 DPS is at level 30. Keep that in mind. I want to preface that. Gigapult, brother. But yeah, really good LD. Almost no blind spot. Resistant, so he has more than 1 million HP. Guaranteed weaken, so he has like 2 million HP. Mind you, this is level 60. Good immunities. Zombie killer, obviously, with LD. And he also has a slow, which can be useful. Wave, which can, again, be useful. Talents will hardly ever actually be useful, though. It's mainly the fact that he has so much goddamn HP against his targeted traits with this amount of damage, with this amount of LD, with this god tier weaken. Almost 100% uptime with his weaken. Like, I mean, his only downside is his long-ass recharge time, but he's gonna get a lot of use whenever he is up, you know? Like, he's gonna stay there for a long time. And so, therefore, I think he's a top tier Uber. Lionheart. Or whatever the fuck he's called. What is he called? Well, I know he's Dreadnought. Or, sorry, Mighty Dreadnought. Thanks. Wave talent, it's only a 20% chance, and he has like a 9-second. It's not the wave isn't a big deal. But with Dreadnought, Tiger Claw, Beartooth, right? So he gets a lower recharge time, which is much needed. He gets I don't know if his HP actually gets buffed a whole lot, but he gets increased range. He gets increased attack frequency. He gets immune to knockback, which stops him from being interrupted. And then he also gets dodge, which means that if he would get interrupted, well, he'll probably still live because look at that HP and look at that combined with his dodge. And since the dodge is always 20% chance, the only thing that changes is the duration. It's actually very worth it to just get the level 1 dodge and not get anything else. And the Soul Strike, I probably wouldn't bother with it because then he'll just get distracted on things on the ground. But yeah, his attack animation is also lower. That's why his TBA is actually lower. So he's really fucking good. 480 range. He is really good. I still think that he is just amazing. Not top tier. Mainly because of his Force Wing, and his recharge time is still long, and one of his targeting is red, which is kind of meh. And he does just damage. Oh, well, you know what? If you really want to look at his damage, because we are talking about specialist value. In one hit, he does 120,000 damage generally. That seems pretty good. For an Ultra Form at level 60, maybe not amazing. But multiply that by 4. 480,000 damage per hit against Red and Zombie. And less than a 10-second attack frequency. With 480 range. Pretty fucking good. Pretty fucking good. Bomber. I think he's good. I think Bomber's pretty good. Not amazing. But I wouldn't... what the fuck is this guy's name? I'll just put in Bomber and see. Oh, sorry, Mighty. Fucking hell. But yeah, he's got pretty good DPS, pretty good range, pretty good HP, long-ass attack, or not attack, recharge time. But he's got Strengthen at 43% HP, with his absurd amount of knockbacks. I'd say his Strengthen giving him 7,500 DPS. I'd say that's good. Maybe mid, but with 450 range with this amount of survivability, yeah, I'll say he's good. Dodge is also busted since you can dodge a peon and use the iframes to avoid a nuke attack. It's with somebody with 480 attack range, that's not very likely at all. That's not likely at all to happen, but it can happen. And yeah, you are right about the way dodge works. But yeah, and then Armageddon, I think. I'm just gonna say he's good because, honestly, I think this is Recon Core. But I'm just going to call him Armageddon, because that's a much easier name to remember. Oh, I did spell Recon Core right. I just didn't put fucking Mighty in front of it. But anyway, yeah, so 470 attack range, 12k DPS. I don't think there's arguing that he's good. He has an Omni Strike that's kind of useless. Long ass recharge time, though. Kind of squishy, but lots of knockbacks. And his talents let him survive, guaranteed. And 20 seconds lower from his recharge time. Pretty good, but not anything amazing. But he is good. I'd say he is good. Long-ass Force Wing, though. Remember that. Long-ass Force Wing. He's like a Moderatsu, but worse? Yes. I would agree. Especially since he doesn't have Barrier Breaker, which is kind of minimal, but whatever. Now this, ladies and gentlemen, is an amazing Uber. Oh my god, I'm not putting this one in top tier. Oh my god, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I already know that's gonna be so fucking... I'm just gonna type in Mighty and see what... That's not even close to what I was wanting. Okay, so... Let's see. Dreadnought, Valor, Crystal Mode, Carousel, Is it Sphinx Core? No. Which one is it? It's not Aether. Why are there so many of these guys? What's his name? Tell me his name, please. Armageddon does not have massive damage. So the 12k DPS is universal. It just doesn't target traitless. Because he's a target only guy. So he doesn't actually have massive damage, it's target only. Throwing tomatoes at him. What the fuck is their name? I don't remember their name for the life of me. Therme! Therme Deluxe. There we go. It wasn't showing up, but whatever. 425 range, 6k DPS, but split into a multi-hit with a guaranteed freeze for 1 second. With 6.5 seconds. I mean, good HP, good DPS against zombies, 9k DPS against zombies. Omni Strike that does not pierce forward. Guaranteed. The freeze is mainly the reason why this dude's good, and the strengthen gives it what? Fucking 14, 15k DPS at level 30. And Soul Strike can be nice for cleanup. But, like, that's not the best. That is not the best anti-zombie. And you know, it's a really good anti-zombie. I mean, it's a 3-hit. You know what? Fuck it. I do think that they're comparable to the one that I'm probably going to talk about next. Atlantis Logistics. Atlantis Logistics is good against zombies for a completely different reason. Because Atlantis Logistics, instead of having a long recharge time and a high cost, this dude has 370 range, which is less range, but only a 60-second attack or recharge time with 2,000 cents. It's about to hit 3-hour mark. I know somebody's gonna get a payout. But yeah, he may not have a lot of HP, but he has a low recharge time with dodge against zombies, 30% dodge to be exact, with insane damage. So multiply this by 7. No, 6. Multiplied by 6. That's 12k DPS. And very quick. A very quick 12k DPS with low recharge time. 100% chance to survive a lethal strike with good survivability thanks to the knockbacks. And a good Omni Strike, or good backwards Omni Strike. And also, a slow. Which can be nice, if it doesn't just kill whatever it's targeting. And it also does in fact have this combo. So I do think that this bitch is at least comparable to Therme Deluxe. If not better than Therme Deluxe. But anyway, moving on. Death Troyar, another top tier Uber. So let's talk about Death Troyar. How the fuck do you spell Death? Troy? Will this pull it up? No. I'll just get Diabolosa. Surely I can spell that right. Mighty... No, that's fucking gallery. There we go. Why does the gallery come up before the Uber? Whatever. 475 attack range is fucking crazy. And True Form has 5400 base TPS, plus 8 massive damage against 3 targeting. So against these two, it's 20k DPS with this much range and survivability, plus 15,000 DPS against Aku, which is pretty good. Immunity is slow, so it's going to last a while. Long recharge time, yeah, but also unit attack up M. So I'd say that's pretty fucking good, especially with the triple targeting massive damage. And a lot of fucking base damage, and pretty quick attack frequency for an Iron Legion. Honestly, without the unit attack up M, I would say it's just an amazing Uber, but thanks to that combo, it's a top tier. This one is mid as fuck. Because, you know, I don't even want to look at the stats of this one. He has a weird-ass multi-hit that can pierce forward a little bit and slows zombies and blacks. But it's not that great, and the DPS itself is pretty good. But, like, the range is, I think, 400, the recharge time is long, the HP is big, but, like, it's just a typical Iron Legion, except it's kind of, like, worse, because its targeting is weird, its multi-hit is weird, it's, yeah. No shield, pierce, or surge immune for Aku? Okay, here's the thing, right? This guy can outrange the surge, and he also has 2 other targeted traits, so... Yeah, well, I started this, I did start this tier list probably 30 minutes after I started stream. So at 3 hours and a half, that's when the payout will go out, alright? Alright, and then these guys. These guys have, like, no damage, but they, like, I mean, they're a good tank. But that's about it. Because, like, I mean, like, let's look at them. I want to look at them. Yeah, Oh, that's the PC Uber. This guy. Nope, nope, not that guy. That guy's not technically in the game yet. Well, he might be in the game by now. Okay, so the convoys. Attack battalion convoys. These guys, he just has a lot of HP. That's about it. His damage isn't great. His recharge time isn't great. He has Soul Strike and Zombie Killer. He has only a 50% chance to weaken, but the weaken is there at least. He has Piercing Omni Strike, but his damage is just so mediocre that, I mean, he's really just a weakening support, and the weaken's not even guaranteed. So, oh, this guy's not released yet? Okay, well then, you know what? I'll put him in Amazing, but you guys won't know why. And a weaken? I did mention his weaken. I did mention that. But, you know, I still think he's mid. But yeah, I'm just, yeah, ignore that I put that guy anywhere. You hope his true form gives him better weaken. I just hope it's guaranteed, honestly. Car is tire tier? Yeah. Nice pawn. Himeyuri. I actually think Himeyuri... Okay, well, Oh, wait, where did I put Lasvos? Lasvos is already an amazing Uber, so I'm not going to put him in top tier just because of a research combo. I think amazing is already too nice for him. But Himeyuri. I love Himeyuri, and I think she's amazing on her own, but I don't think even with the research L that she's top tier or top tier. Because 445 attack range is good. Relatively low recharge time, decent HP, really good survivability, decent damage. I think I already mentioned that. But multi-hit kind of makes it weird and only a 50% chance. But with the multi-hit, that benefits the slow. And the attack frequency is not too much longer than the slow is. So, like, I mean, it's basically 100% uptime slow, thanks to the multi-hit. And you can also get target relic, and the mini surge can be really nice. But it's only a 50% chance, but that is per hit. So that could be good, kind of like Dark Phonoa. And then you can also get 750 off of this, so she can be really cheap, actually. And I mean, I think she's amazing. Like an amazing anti-relic, anti-floating and angel, slower, debuffer status, whatever. Support, really good support with dealable damage, with good damage for her range and support. But I think the reason why she is an amazing Uber is because of her research up L. You have no idea how bad they want to put her in amazing or in top tier, but I do think that she's just an amazing Uber. Unless you guys have anything to argue against that with. Which maybe you don't, maybe you do, I don't fucking know. But let me know. Ruri. I think Ruri is in the same tier because Ruri is really fucking good. I do think Ruri is good, really good. 380 range with this much HP and DPS is really good, plus this low of recharge time. You know what? I forgot how good that DPS was. 100% chance to weaken with 100% uptime, so, I mean, resistant is 5 times, so that's like 600k. She has like 1.2 million HP against reds, and with talents, about 1 million HP against relics. She gets dodge in her ultra talents? Okay. So she's a really good tank. She is a really good tank. Oh my god, the dodge makes me want to put her in top tier. No, but she gets target relic, that's the thing. The dodge might put her in top tier. I had no idea she got dodge in her ultra talents. Yeah, I think she's top tier. I think she's actually top tier. Ladies and gentlemen, even though she has single targeting, her damage can be really fucking good. Like, I mean, her multi-hit is kind of weird, but like, her DPS is amazing. Her weaken and HP against relics is still amazing, and her recharge time is amazing, and her cost isn't that bad. And if you want her to be fast, well, here you go. You can more than double her speed. And then she can also get resist slow, which can be nice for Professor A. Yeah, I mean, I had no idea she got dodge. Amazing. I love that. Reika, amazing Uber. Reika's actually really good. I used to say Reika was about as good as Ruri, but for different reasons. But now I would say that she's probably worse, but for different reasons as well. You have to gamble more on women. Dude, women are strong in this game. Do you see how many top tier women I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 top tier women. But for a tanker, she has 380 range though. Think about this though. Think about it less so as a tanker, but more so as support. She's probably guaranteed to always be on the field. And so against relics, you can always be weakening your relics, especially with her 100% uptime. So she can be a support and she can be a wall if things push too much. You know? Girls Mons are really good. Like, they're really good for relics, especially since a lot of them have target relic targeting. So yeah, I mean, against aliens and zombies, that's 24,000 DPS, but against relics, it's 18,000 DPS at 450 range, which is really fucking good. And her multi-hit isn't too much of a nuisance because, I mean, well, either way, you're still getting a lot of fucking damage. And her recharge time is good, her standing range is good, her survivability is really good. She has Zombie Killer, making her have really good targeting against zombies. She's amazing. Ruri absolutely messes up Luza 100%. Oh, she also has a massive damage effect up. I don't think that really matters much, but I mean, it's there. Dude, women are actually strong in this game. Women are strong in Battle Cats. That's what happens when you love anime women. Okay, but the trend kind of dies down here because of Deal. Honestly, she might even be mid. Deal might be mid, unfortunately. I should have put Wolfchild. I don't know why I just put Deal. Borog does. Totally. Okay, Wolfchild. Cosmo's your favorite waifu? I said there's a lot of them. I didn't say they were entirely top tier, alright? But yeah, so good recharge time, really good DPS, but the multi kind of fucks it up, and then the knockback is a weird niche to have. Not a lot of HP, but good survivability, good immunities, and higher chance to knock back so you can constantly push. But I think it's just... I think she might be mid. Mainly because of her multi-hit. I think her multi-hit makes her damage effectively mid, especially with her knockback, but she is more of a generalist than a specialist. And with her immunities, like, she can be an immunity to wave, like an anti-wave generalist. But it's not really that necessary, and like... I think I'm fine with her being in mid. Are you guys? Better in early game because cheap true form? Absolutely true. And she doesn't rely on talents. Verbana, honestly, she's a really good anti-metal. Like, I mean... I don't think anybody can... Sorry, not Verbana, Verbena. I don't think a lot of people can really argue that having 345 attack range with a 25% chance to crit on 3 separate hits, I don't think anybody can argue that that's bad. I mean, especially with her good survivability. She has good survivability. She has good recharge time. Her damage isn't necessarily useless, generally speaking, but it's mainly good against metals, to be fair. Oh, and she has increased crit chance and survives a lethal strike. So, against metals, she's fucking amazing. Probably one of the best Ubers you'll get for metals. Wait, here's the thing, right? If I put Verbena in top tier, I feel like that'll be wrong. I feel like I'll be so in the wrong if I put Verbena in top tier. Just because of her usage against metal. I feel like that'll be so wrong. So I'm not gonna do it. Because her generalist usage is mad, but she has good HP. Kana. Now, Kana is a top tier Uber. Because... Well, I mean, do I have to explain? Because I will. Survives a lethal strike, so her survivability is good. She has good standing range, 400. She's a backliner. Good recharge time. Her multi-hit may seem like it'll ruin the hell out of her damage. But she has a level 3 surge on her first hit, meaning that this hit becomes 24,000 instead of 6,000. Tire not tier, shut the fuck up. So like, in one hit, you're getting basically double what it says you'll get just because of the surge. So, I mean, even generally, she effectively has like 5,000 base DPS at 400 standing range with this much pierce. She pierces all the way up to 1,000 range. And with massive damage against black, multiply 5k by 4, that's 20,000 DPS with this much pierce. And she's just infinitely juggling things because they're just tired, like they're just, they're entirely doing shit. And then there's also Behemoth Slayer, making her one of the few Behemoth Slayer Ubers. So, I mean, even if it's just a normal Behemoth, even though they're most of the time, immune to Surge, well, I have no excuse for that. I mean, the immunity to Surge does kind of suck, but like, it's still good, you know what I mean? Like, mainly against Black, but against Black Behemoths, it's a fuck ton. So, I don't think I have to do a whole lot of explaining whenever I say Kana is a top tier Uber. I also don't know why you would think Kana had double catch, but whatever. I get confused sometimes too. Vega. I'll put her in amazing. I was tempted to put her in top 10 generalists, but if that would only be accurate if her weekend was on her first and second hit. Vega, what is she? Spectral. Her biggest weakness is the inconsistency of her weekend, because her weekend only happens in her second hit, and it's only 50% chance. But if it was 100% chance, or if it was on both hits, then she would be absolutely amazing. I think you can close the prediction. No, it's still another 20 minutes before that prediction should be finished, because I started this tier list about 2.5 hours ago. I started it 30 minutes into the stream, I think. But yeah, so like, I mean, she has strong against everything with the trait. So her HP is 170,000, her damage is 6,000. She has a good weekend because it's at least a long weekend. She has low recharge time. She has zombie killer. She has immune to toxic, which both give her, extra scenarios where she does well. And she actually has really good piercing range, up to 630 with her 380 attack range. My only problem is the weekend. So I think she's just simply an amazing Uber, not top tier, or not top 10 generalist, unfortunately. Unfortunate. I think, I'll put her in mid. I think, what's her name? Tomo? Yeah, Ninja Girl Tomo, I think she's mid because she doesn't really have a true form yet, and her damage is split, like, by a large amount. I mean, she has low recharge time, she has good survivability with her HP and all that. Her damage looks like it'd be good, but if nothing's this far, if nothing's this close, then she's getting not a lot of damage. So, like, and I mean, she does have good targeting, but she doesn't have shield pierce for Aku, so she's effectively only good against traitless, which she can still definitely be good. I just only a 50% chance with 50% uptime. It's meh. I'd say it's mid. I'd say it's mid. I think that's fair. You're scared of women. They are way too powerful in this game. I'm scared of women in real life too, don't worry. I'm scared of them both in this game and in real life. You think the reason you thought Kana had double cash was because she had the treasure chest? Fair. I think double cash makes sense. But, I mean, the surge immunity makes them good versus Death Surge Aku. Yeah. And the freeze is on both hits, and then there's also the anti-Cappy Kawano, but like those are very like niche specific. And I think against Traitless and Aku specifically, she's kind of just still, not amazing. But still mid. Pixies time, yeah, Bora. Top tier. I'm not even going to go. Okay, I'll actually talk about Bora. I'll talk about Bora and Misley, don't worry. I don't think I have to talk about Bora, but like, I mean, he has. Don't forget he has strengthened, by the way. So this multiply this by 4. That's 44,000 DPS. He has 60,000 DPS against aliens at level 60. With this low of a recharge time, this good of HP with his resist and weaken. By the way, the weaken is guaranteed with 50% uptime. By the way, and like I mean. Okay, and then Misley, I put her under just good. A lot of people are going to say that Misley is mid because of Misley syndrome. But I disagree because having 5k DPS at level 30 with 400 standing range and low recharge time, good HP, really good status against anything that doesn't have a backliner. And I mean, I just think it's good. And then the slow becomes better. Guaranteed chance to survive a lethal strike, good survivability. I don't see why people think she's mid because, like, seriously though, is the reward for the 3-hour prediction after it has been 3 hours? Yeah. Bora is a nuke disguise. Is the nuke disguise as the coughing baby? True. But yeah, I think Misley's good. True, Lakitu. True. Alright, and then Erfon. Erfon, I actually think, is another top tier Uber. Because, hear me out. You can absolutely just push through the hell out of any alien stage. Because this LD, even though this DPS looks low for level 60, or for an Ultra form, it's still 9k DPS with this much LD, this low of recharge time, this much HP, and 100% guaranteed chance to knock back with low attack frequency, and weaken. The weaken's good. It may be only 50% chance, but still, if it does land 2 times in a row, it's not going to have much of a break between weakens. And so, you know, and then it's also Dutch. So, like, I mean, this is just really fucking good. That is a hot take if I've ever seen one. Nah, this bitch would absolutely carry you through any alien stage. Because it's not just knocking back the front line, it's knocking back the back line too. And 400 standing range outranges a majority of aliens. And so you're going to be knocking back everything, not just the front line. So even if there are backliners, Airfawn handles, you know? And then with this low of recharge time, and this still pretty good damage for an LDer with this wide of LD. I mean, especially with the weaken as well, there's good support, because if you get a weaken on a backliner, then you can still, you know, get damage in and all that. I think Airfawn is underrated to the ground. Like, it's actually crazy just how underrated I think Airfawn is. Another amazing Uber, because against aliens, Volti. Excuse me? Volley. Sorry, not Volti. Nice gif. Okay, so cheap, low recharge time, good damage for a mid-range rusher. Resistant, of course, so a lot of HP. Guaranteed freeze for more than half the attack frequency. More than 50% uptime. With good immunities, I guess, but like 5700 DPS, 370 range, guaranteed freeze like that. You know, gonna carry. Sniper Punk is more accurate, huh? Ares is good at sniping the backliners, meaning they can take out the major alien threats. Yes. And also, Pixel, you did in fact miss another stream, but don't worry, I'm still streaming. Gravolo. Excuse me for, you know, giving a specialist banner a lot of, you know, top tier units. But having 230 attack range, you know, melee unit, low recharge time, lots of HP, 5k DPS, but double that because of the really big wave, level 4. Good immunities, immune to waves as well. That's not what I meant to do. And then target relic. And then knockback immunity as well, making him even better again as a tanker. So, like, I mean, what? That's... multiply this by 5 for aliens, multiply it by 4 for relics. 480,000 damage HP for relics, 600,000 HP for aliens. With this much DPS at level... This is level 30. 10k DPS at level 30, by the way. Just want to put that out there. These are level 30s. Bora does have good DPS. I just didn't really go too deep into detail about that because, frankly, I feel like the longer I talk about the elemental pixies, the more hate I'll get on them. But like Bora's base DPS is still really good. Like I mean, if I go back to Bora, and look at his damage, it's fucking insane actually. Because his Ultra Form has 10k base DPS at 430 range. That's still good. That is still good generally. And just uh, multiply that by 4, so 40,000 DPS against aliens. Like, and that. Oh wait, no, I did talk about his damage because the strengthen and it gives him like 60k DPS at level 60. So like, I did talk about it. Okay, Yamanoir, hear me out. Amazing. Hear me out. Yamanoir is amazing. By the way, I recently finished Black Clover, and this little guy has the same name as one of the characters in Black Clover, Yami. So I'm assuming Yami means something along the lines of dark in like JP Japanese. But yeah, so 340 range with Wave Shield. That's literally all I'm going to mention because like I mean, well, you know what, that won't be all I mention. But the Wave Shield is the main reason why they're good. But 100% chance to weaken for 50% uptime with multi-hit, so it's actually more than 50% uptime, and low recharge time, and resistant. So 4 times HP for Aku, so 400,000 HP, double that. 800,000 HP against Aku. And 1,000,000 HP for Alien. Pretty fucking good if you ask me. I'd say that makes it, you know, an amazing Uber. Yeah, Yami equals darkness, makes sense. Alright, and then Bliza. Honestly, Bliza's also amazing. I don't get why Bliza gets a lot of hate, because like even though she may not be the best anti-alien, her anti-zombie usage is actually really good. She outranges pretty much every major anti-zombie, has low recharge time, has fine DPS, but like her slow is 50% uptime with a multi-hit, so like it's a little more than 50% uptime for the most part, while also being resistant and also having zombie killer and immune to toxic and all that stuff. Like, Bliza is really good against zombies, and yet people ignore it, especially since she targets both aliens and zombies, which is relatively common trait duo with good HP against them. So like, I don't get why nobody talks about her. She doesn't even have talents yet. She just doesn't need them. But anyway, Tetsukachi, I'm sorry, Tetsukachi, but you're barely useful. I've used you a couple of times on my new account, but you are barely useful. Like, I'm sorry. Used her for 1-1 revenge? Fair enough. The last stage of Papu? Yeah. Anti-gobble. Yeah. But my Wompy boy, I think we all know that my Wompy boy isn't actually all that great. Not even 200 range, 100,000 HP with resist, which gives 400,000 HP against triple trait targeting. Without weaken though, but with a 10% dodge. It's just... True form better make this bitch good, because his damage ain't even good. So I really hope Tetsukachi gets a good true form. I want to say he's good, and everybody who's watched the series of me starting on my new account, all of us want to say he's good, because he has proven to be very useful. But that was only because he was my only anti-alien for a long time, and I still think he's my only anti-alien. So, like, doesn't he even have immune to toxic? Yeah, he doesn't. Bliza's better against Gobble than he is. Like, he can help so much if you just don't have literally anything else. I want to say he's good. I want to so bad. But he's just not. You know, he's just not. But now, we get to the busters. We get to the busters now. Pepe. I mean, do I really have to explain the busters here? Like, Pepe is amazing against reds. Ray is amazing against floating. Sakura is amazing against metals. Helltaker Emma, I mean, I'm just gonna say you're amazing instead of top tier. Sorry, but, like, you're a generalist. You have weaken against pretty much everything with... I mean, you're mainly a wave blocker. Okay, let's start with Pepe. Let's actually explain why, you know, things. There's a sub-community on Twitter where they glaze Tetsukachi? Damn. Sakura is as top. Kind of doubt it. I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it. Okay, so Pepe, right? Does she have talents? Yeah, she has really good talents. I mean, what's her attack frequency? The slow is kind of not great, but immune to slow is nice for Professor A. Survives a lethal strike is really nice for her survivability, which she already has good survivability, especially against Red with insanely tough. Immune to weaken gives her use against Anya, low recharge time, good standing range, really good standing range, massive damage, giving her 24,000 DPS against Red, but she's also a nuker, so 200,000 damage per hit. 200,000 damage per hit, with good speed as well, and kind of long attack animation, but come on. It's a red nuker, what do you expect? Absolutely fucking amazing against reds. I don't think there's much arguing that. Okay, and then there's Ray. So R-E-A. Okay, fine, Ray. This is not gonna bring up Ray, is it? What the fuck is their actual name? What's their full name? I don't fucking know what their full name is. Is it like Striker? No. Could have sworn it was Striker. Is it just Ray? Striker Unit Ray. Oh, it's not Striker, it's just Strike. Fuck. You can at least know what I'm talking about, man. Goddamn. Anyway. Low recharge. Is that a lower recharge time than Pepe? I think it is. Really good recharge time, really good survivability with those knockbacks. Oh, not a lot of HP until you realize insanely tough. So that's... What? You multiply that by 7? 280,000 HP. I don't think I actually went into detail as to how much HP Pepe had, but it's about the same. And then 24,000 DPS, yet again. About the same everything, except quicker attack frequency. And then also, the freeze is kind of meh. Survival lethal strike is nice. Immune to toxic is nice for gobble. Like, I mean, pretty fucking good specialist, if you ask me. Especially with the low recharge time. And immune to slow. I don't know if that's actually helpful, but can be, I'm sure. Alright, and then Sakura. Sakura Sonic. Sakura Sonic. The first Sonic we had in the game, I think. The reason why I have her in top tier is because look at this generalist damage. I know this is level 60 and in Ultra form, but look at this generalist damage and HP. As somebody that's supposed to be a specialist anti-metal with 100% chance to slow for more than 50% uptime, with a small chance to crit, with a 100% chance to weaken for more than 50% uptime, and an Omni Strike that pierces 50 forwards, and insanely tough against metal, so I mean multiply that by 7. 700,000 HP, with 8k DPS against everything, plus being an insane specialist against her targeted trait. And the crit can be good for more damage. We're not talking about generalists here. This is top tier Uber as in specialist. If it was top 10 generalist, then it would be down here. But it's top tier Uber specialist because it can actually provide amazing usage in metal stages or stages where there are metals and other things. Sakura can be really good option for mixed metal stages, which is a really nice trait to have as an anti-metal. Really fucking good, and that's why I think she's top tier. Also, immunities. How many units do you see with both of these immunities? How many units do you see with both of these immunities, by the way? And then survival lethal strike with good survivability, good base HP, honestly, and good, relatively decent base damage and low recharge time. Like, I don't think it should be arguable that she is a top tier Uber because of her specialist ability plus being able to cover her ass and against other things. She'd do well in Malevolent Island. She'd do well in a lot of stages. Oh, right, Helltaker Emma. So Hell Warden Emma. Sorry. Okay, so I mean she has the weaken effect up, but it's meh. 200 attack range, 3800 DPS with multi. Like, okay, she may look bad, but 340,000 HP with the weaken against everything, with the multi hit, she's going to get good weakens in, and like, that would give her 680,000 HP. On somebody that has 200 attack range and wave shield, wave blocker. Also, this is at level 30. This is level 30 with this much HP. This is like less than 100,000 less. This is 3/4 of Hades' HP, which is may sounds bad since it's only 3/4, but Hades has the most HP in the game, and she's more than 75% of the way there. Plus, she has weaken against everything, including metals and traitless. And then she's also a wave shield, which means she has a niche specific to her. 200 range isn't enough to outrange some waivers, but it's enough to outrange Octo. So things that Octo outranges, she'll outrange and have better survivability against. With relatively low recharge time and... Oh, shit! I didn't realize she got a wave attack and a better weaken. Okay, and curse immunity. I think she's definitely amazing. Catching the end of stream because you had a club on? What is this about? Tier list. And also, I like how you say end of stream. I still got all these bitches to go. This is a long-ass stream. Also, I'll go ahead and end the prediction. I don't even know if everybody that put in points gets them back, but I'm not quite at 1,000. I'm only at 980, but over the weekend, I'll probably reach it. I just wanted to get it over with. But yeah, so Emma is definitely an amazing Uber, in my opinion. A lot of people would probably disagree because outclassed by Octo, but fuck off. I think she's amazing. Serious. I'll say she's amazing, but you know what? Yeah, she fits in amazing. What the fuck? No, not the ass, not the fucking ass of Cats of the Cosmos. You definitely put it in 0? Mm-hmm. But yeah, like 430 range, 5k DPS, 7500 against anything with the trait, low recharge time, good HP, like 100,000 HP against anything with the trait, multi-hit, which pierces forward by quite a bit. I mean, she's really good, especially with all her immunities. She doesn't even have a true form yet, like the other busters do. But like, she's still really good. I'd say she's amazing. Gal's cousin? Yeah. I'm not going to put her in top 10 generalists, at least not yet. It kind of depends on where I put a lot of these guys. A lot of these guys are going to be in the top 10 generalists. Not starting with Gal, though, surprisingly. I'm going to put Gal right next to Sirius because it's just fitting. Because Mighty... Nah, baby. Gal. It's fitting. It's fitting to put Gal next to Sirius since they're both very good, but for very different reasons. He has a lot of HP, a longer recharge time with comparable damage, as well as less immunities, immune to waves, and crit chance, which gives him usage against metal stages. Sirius does not have that, but she also has piercing range and a blind spot, so I'd say it's pretty even to set, and lower recharge time, so I'd say they're about even. Mitama. I think Mitama's the first of the Festubers that's going to go in top 10 generalist. And so, I don't think there's much to talk about Mitama, other than the fact that Curse is rarely a problem. Just don't get hit forehead, and also a lot of the ones that will get curses off don't actually have that long of a curse. So, God's the best in your eyes? Well, that's your eyes, not mine. But, like, there's no denying. At level 30, she still has, like, most of the time, 100,000 HP at least. And this is at level 30. So, like, is top tier Ubers intentional? It's intentional, but it's also just funny. It's meant to be top tier, but I accidentally did a spelling error, and they told me to turn it back. So... But long recharge time, I think, is her main problem, honestly. But her LD is really good. Her slow is really good. Her immunities are good for the most part. She's just her only weaknesses are no immune to surge, no immune to curse, and slightly long recharge time. But out of those weaknesses, I'd say that all of her strengths still make it so that she is worthy of being a top 10 generalist, in my opinion. D'Artagnan. Am I going to put him in top 10 generalists? Fuck no. He's close. He's close. If I have an open slot later, maybe I will. but he's still amazing in his own right. So, Dart Canyon. He has the benefit of Ultra Souls, where he has a first form that's actually really usable. Because massive damage gives what, 4 times most of the time? So like that's like 6k DPS on a spammable. On a spammable 250 LDR. I'd say that's pretty fucking good. But his main strength comes from his second form, which is a less spammable but still low recharge time burst unit, aka Rusher LDR. High speed, high LD, massive damage, a lot of fucking damage, 12k DPS at level 30, by the way, which would get much better with level 60, and immune to waves. It's really fucking good. Low attack frequency, good survivability, you know. Come on, he needs his own tier? Well, he's my personal favorite. What do you want me to do? Like, make a new... No, that's not what I want to do. Make a new tier, add a row above, and, like, make it, like, blue, because that's the wrong one. Make it dark blue, and put D'Artagnan in it. Like, is this what you want me to do? New, my boy. All right. So this is the true top of the list. This tier list is tragic. What do you mean? But I mean, he is my favorite. What do you want me to say? He's my favorite. But for those of you actually listening, D'Artagnan is in the amazing Uber tier. D'Artagnan, shut the fuck up. Casley, also, I mean, honestly, would she be top tier for her knockback, or would she be top 10 generalist? Because I feel like her knockback can technically be niche. I'll say top tier. I'll say Casley is top tier rather than a top 10 generalist. Because of her knockback. Her knockback makes her actually surprisingly niche. But 375 range, with the same damage as Dazzly. Low recharge time, good HP, relatively good HP, good survivability, good LD, 50% chance to knock back anything with a trait, which is still good for metals, which is also good for zombies, because knockback is universal. And then the guaranteed chance to spawn a level 2 surge. She is really good for push power. Really fucking good for push power. And she even has pretty good immunities. 9k DPS, thanks to her surge, by the way, which is really fucking consistent, and her surge will copy the knockback, which means that flip a coin and that'll choose whether or not you push the enemies way far away from your units. And since she has so much LD and so much Pierce, the backliner is probably going to get knocked back too. Don't worry. So, like, that's why I think she's a top tier Uber. Garu, I'm going to be honest, he's kind of just good. He has zombie killer, which is the main reason why I think he fits in. Like, him having zombie killer makes him a good unit. Without the zombie killer, I think he would be mid. I think he would be mid without zombie killer, but with the zombie killer, he's good. Because, I mean, he's got high recharge time, but he's got a lot of HP, so, like, most of the time he'll have, like, 500,000 HP at level 30. Keep that in mind. 6k DPS plus the mini wave, so, like, 7,500 DPS at 320 range, with extending range effectively with the mini wave and the Omni Strike. Which is nice, and the immunity to waves can be really fucking nice. But that placement feels like you are doing him dirty. I don't think he's amazing, but I do think he's, like, I think he's on the higher end of good, you know? Like, I don't think he's mid. Like, I mean, without the zombie killer, he kind of just wouldn't have a place. Like, he's a mid-range tank. Mid-range tankers that don't have any form of support aren't that amazing. Like, the reason why Ruri is top tier is because of her weekend. Her weekend supports everybody else, along with her being a mid-range tank. And she also has, you know, very good specialist quality, and, like, you know, she's just that good. But this guy, I mean, his damage is good, don't get me wrong, and his piercing is good, his mini wave is good, his zombie killer is really good, his immunity to waves is nice. But I don't think his cost and his recharge time lets him be an amazing Uber, you know what I mean? Where Mola, I'm not doing collab. Just beat Cat Claw Dojo 6-2 with Nurse. Even the bad Ubers are awesome. What's your definition of bad? Because I mean, if you define bad as mid or barely useful, then sure. But wait, yeah, Nurse is mid. But my definition of bad whenever it comes to Ubers would be useless, and there is no useless Uber. Also, Ochalan is effectively the same as these guys. Ochalan's with these guys, but he's first Uber, so I gave him a special thing for them. Just letting you guys, just updating you guys on that, since some of you are new here. I'm gonna put Iz in Amazing, because Iz actually has a shit ton of damage. Like, she has a metric shit ton of damage. She has 300 attack range with piercing range, massive damage to traded, so just that alone gives her like 14,000 DPS, but with the strengthen, it's like 28,000 DPS. With this low of recharge time, with relatively good standing range for a melee unit in this, and good survivability, good immunities. I think she's amazing. 3 of the Ubers you have in barely usable are actually good. You're kidding, right? I mean, what do you want me to do? Put this guy in mid, put Sukalan in top tier, and Mirsha in mid? Oh wait, no, are you joking about Tatsukachi? Is this what you want? Is this what you want out of my list? Because I'm being honest with my list. I'm not making too many jokes with my list. I try to make it clear with who I think is actually anywhere. Who was the other one? Cat Clan. Barely useful. Barely useful. Sukalan deserves Papa Luga tier? What do you mean? This is only here because of first Uber. And this is only here because he's my boy. I'm not giving him his own tier. Okay, and then Fona, don't be Assassin Bear. True, but let's be honest here. I'll try to form the top 10 generalists in a way that's fair to them. I'd say this is a fair top 5 so far. But yeah, Fonoa, I don't think there's much to talk about there. I really don't think so. Looks about right? Make sure there's 10 of them? Well, later. I'll rearrange if I don't have 10 by the end, but I'm sure I will. 600 range is the only reason why he's actually that good. A lot of people will say he's really good because of his damage, or because of his LD. But it's only because of his standing range. Having 600 standing range is fucking nuts. His HP isn't even anything crazy, but his survivability is good, and his immunities help out. He's not immune to Curse, but you know what? Fuck Curse. Whenever you have 600 range, you just outrange everything. So massive damage gives this up to, like, most of the time, 16,000 DPS at level 30. Level 30. Keep that in mind. Piercing range, overlapping damage, it's all complicated. Whatever. Everybody knows he's good. I don't think there's much to talk about. Much more to talk about him. Luna. I actually really like Luna. I think she's amazing. I actually really like Luna. I like this Luna less than the other Luna, but I like both Lunas. So, like, the number 1 for Neo's Uber tier list, he's close to number 1 on this one. Well, honestly, fuck Fonoa. Anubis is better. Fonoa lacks Zombie Killer and Shield Piercing. But anyway, yeah, Lunacia. Lunacia has 400 standing range, 3,000 DPS, with Strong Against Explosion, with Immune to Explosion and Curse, with 100% chance to freeze. Freeze on Explosion seems kind of fucking crazy. Where the hell is it exploding? Yeah, there it is. Low recharge time, good HP, especially with Strong Against, 150,000 HP at level 30. And 5 knockbacks, which means good survivability, good immunities, like I said. Freeze against targeting these 4 traits. 4 really fucking good traits to target. What are her pronouns? I'm just calling her because her name is Luna. But yeah, so, you know, this is... Yeah, they're really good traits to target, especially since she has Zombie Killer. So I think she deserves high Amazing Uber. High Amazing Uber. Honestly... Both Lunas are technically top-tier Ubers. Both of them are technically top-tier Ubers, thanks to them targeting not every niche, or every target, targeting every trait, but you know. Fonoa isn't exactly top 1 either? Yeah, I don't think so. Fonoa is top 10, but not top 5. You don't think Fonoa is top 5? Okay. We'll talk about that in a bit here then. But yeah, Gal, he's a top tier Uber because of his anti-traitless. Let's see. Shadow Gal. Those are Luna's pronouns. Doubt it. But yeah, 480 range. Honestly, even generally speaking, this guy's really good. But against trailers, he has 18,000 DPS with a 1 second freeze. I highlighted the wrong thing. Immune to waves and knockback, which is really nice for moles and pretty much a lot of traitless with waves. 100,000 HP, still a lot of range. Good survivability. Kind of long recharge time, but pretty quick attack animation. And also sweet design. So yeah, I think he's one of the best anti-traitless, but don't worry, because Gothic Mitama is also one of the best traitless. Gothic Mitama. He's the one who carried you through floor 30 to 40? Fair, very fair. Dark Mitama, 375 range, 5k DPS, 44,000 HP, but against straightless, that would be about 150,000 HP. Kind of high recharge time, but honestly not bad DPS, and really good support because it's weakened and slow for a lot of her attack frequency. And then same survivability as the other Mitama, but better immunities. Better immunities, and doesn't really care about curse immunity because, well, it's trailers. You see someone made me chug this stream? Yep, somebody did in fact make me chug this stream. But yeah, so Dark Mitama is also top tier, and then of course Dark Tanyan is top tier. Don't you dare make me chug it again. Oh my god. Scarlet, your top tier will be different than mine. Of course. Okay. Give me a bit. Give me just a second. Why do I let you guys do this to me? You didn't redeem a prediction, so I'm not letting you choose a prediction. Alright, I got a sprite of... I got a sprite? I was about to say I got a sprite of can. That's not good. Okay. Down the hatch. I'm not good at shotgunning, so I'm just gonna do this my own way. You can't see shit, so you don't even know if I'm doing it, but I am. Oh god, this is also cold. Earlier I got a brain freeze from chugging water, now I'm gonna get a brain freeze from chugging this. You'll miss me? Okay, well, I won't die, hopefully. Why is it so much colder? Why did I not have this problem with the other pop I chugged before? Oh, maybe I should have done Fanta instead of this. Oh god. Oh, Fanta's edible antifreeze? Man, I should have chugged that instead. Because, oh my god, I'm getting a brain freeze from this. I'm so bad at chugging, I'm sorry. This is taking me a bit. From now on, I should be leaving these things out on my desk. So that they're not so fucking cold. Oh my god, I got it down. I got it down. Oh man. I cannot imagine chugging all of that and then eating a banana. Because, oh my god, that trend seems terrible. Oh my god, that wasn't great. Still haven't burped, by the way, but ugh. Terrible. Okay. Dark Tanyan. Oh god. I feel the sprite moving. Oh. Feels good. By good, I mean terrible. I'm gonna need a sec to recover, but oh god. Okay, this guy. Low recharge time, lots of DPS, strengthens by 100% after 2 knockbacks. Good standing range considering it's a rushing LD, lots of HP. So strengthen 10,000 DPS, 30,000 DPS against traitless at level 30 with these immunities. He's really fucking good. Is Sprite better? No. Sprite is not better than Fanta. Oh, I should have done Fanta again. Oh my god. Alright, here we have Dazzly. I put Dazzly above Funoa. Yes, I did. Wanna know why? Because of her curse. Her curse gives her really good usage. 12k DPS, level 30, thanks to her Surge. With 400 standing range, same damage as the other Kazli. With more HP though, and yeah, LD is the same as the other Kazli, with better immunities. And of course the curse. which is really nice. The curse can be really nice sometimes. Dark Garu is amazing simply because he's an anti-traitless specialist. You know, I don't even feel like finding his name. He's just he's an anti-traitless tank. It's fine. Nah, I'm not putting Double Chug 2 in there because they won't understand. The YouTube viewers won't understand. They'll just know that I did chug in here. They won't understand that I make chugs worth points. I think is also a top tier Uber. Oh god, I'm hiccuping. Why am I Oh, I can't speak. Dark Aegis Garu is funny. I mean, he's interesting. I think he's amazing because of his anti-traitless tanking, but other than that, eh. Yeah, Dark I think, is top tier Uber because of absolute insane damage to traitless. So this goes up to 10,000 DPS, and then with massive damage to traitless, 30,000 DPS. Same DPS as Dark Tanyan, but with less range, less pierce, and also multi-hit and less HP, but at the same time with more immunities. That's not what I meant to do. Zombie Killer, Pierce Shields, really good Pierce Shield Piercer. Rusher, less recharge time. You really made this harder for me. You're making an Uber pronouns tier list, so groups of cats use the leader's pronouns or they, them. Damn. Alright. Dark Phono is, in my opinion, the best Uber in the game. Because... What the fuck is this? Darkness? Oh, well, here's Dark Aegis Garu. He has a mini wave strengthened, so 12k DPS at level 30, but at half HP. Survival level strike, which is kind of useless. Immune to waves. Omni strike, resistant to traitless, so he has like 500,000 HP against traitless. Is this gonna bring me to... You can't spell a streamer without pain, don't question it. Sure, I won't question it, I guess. But yeah, this guy has got less standing range than the normal Phonoa, but he's got some, he's got really good base damage against everything, good HP, good survivability, kinda low recharge time. He's got a really good slow thanks to his mini surges that are guaranteed to spawn. He's also got good immunities. He's also got overlapping hits and stuff. He's got good slow. He's got a really good mix of support with his slow and damage with his, damage plus mini surge. It's a really nice combo. A really nice combo, especially with 500 standing range. Why did you make this so hard on me? God. My throat hurts, man. It's bad enough I've been talking for 4 hours straight, but now then I just chugged a Sprite. How many Ubers? No. She's a top tier Uber, not a generalist. I would have put her in top, I wanted to put her in top 10 generalist, but she's not necessarily a generalist, unfortunately. So, like, it's kind of just unfortunate, but she's still amazing. She's definitely top tier Uber, because look at this HP and look at this weaken again and strong against. So she has 200,000 HP against all these, but effectively 400,000 HP. Because of that weaken. And explosion, so about 3k DPS at level 30, plus the explosion. Plus strong against, so 4,500 DPS plus the explosion, which is basic. I'm just going to say 2 times DPS, so 9k DPS against a targeted trait with this much HP with weaken. And the counter surge can be nice immunities, and as well as the 20, even though it's only 20% chance, the Pierce Shield is still existent. So it can still be nice, especially if the explosion helps out with that. And then she also has an Omni Strike. I think the other Luna also has an Omni Strike, but it's fine. I think that Sprite sped me up big time. You guys are probably having trouble keeping up with me, but 100-second recharge time, which is really low for an Uber, especially of this caliber. So she's really fucking good. Oh god, Empress. I think she's kind of just good, from what I remember. I do believe she's kind of just good. Because, I mean, she has Zombie Killer, she has 551 range. I mean, she's got good support. She got a weekend for 50% uptime with a really long mini wave. Good HP, good survivability, long recharge time. She's nice to have against these three targeted traits, but other than that, she's alright. Having 551 range is nice, though, to be fair. Little Valkyrie, I think she's also just kind of good. She's really frail. She is really frail, so I think that's the only reason why I'm not going to put her any higher. Because of the low range and low health. Because, I mean, that's frail, and that's pretty low. Relatively low, but, I mean, 11k DPS with Zombie Killer, you know what, I'll put her in Amazing, why not? I put Dark Guard there, might as well. Because that's a quick attack frequency, good damage, and really good recharge time, while also being pretty cheap. With good immunities as well. I'm gonna put Dark, Little Valkyrie there for the same reason. Because of... Well, because... I mean... She's still got amazing DPS. She's got similar DPS, but with piercing range, and same everything else. Just lack of immunities, honestly. And lack of zombie killer. But that's fine. Konako, I think, is an amazing Uber. I think Konako is good for the same reasons why Lasvos is, and it's simply because, well, Konako has a lot of RNG. Can't believe Phonos named a unit after themselves. Their name isn't actually Phonos, though, it's Ponos. And so Phonoa is, you know, different. But yeah, like, I mean, you do the math. She's got all of this shit. you can do the math from there. Also, that slow is actually kind of nice. I didn't realize she had a slow like that. I don't feel like doing the math right now. I think this one's also pretty good. I say pretty good, amazing. I'd say because what Trixie's an interesting unit because while she has a low recharge time, not a lot of range, but she has area attack with a lot of damage and HP, along with strong against and 50% chance to freeze. So most of the time she will be freezing for quite a bit, and like if you get lucky, she'll basically be perma freezing for at least a couple seconds at a time. And so, like, it's nice, but her low range, yeah, her damage is the main reason why she's good. Strong against giving her, like, 15,000 DPS or something like that, and then 200,000 HP. It's really nice, with good survivability as well, so she's nice to have. Now, okay, I need to take a break. I've been zooming past the past couple of these. How are we doing, chat? How are you guys doing? Hopefully you're doing better than I am. Because I'm in pain. All me? What do you mean, all me? Oh my god, my throat hurts. Great, good. Glad you're having a good time. Legend fucking rares. It's the final stretch. These are all the legend rares except for the collab one, so we're missing like 2 of them. You were asleep? Well, good of you to be able to get sleep. Momoko, I think, is a top tier Uber. Or legend, I guess, but she's top tier. Because of her support. Tatsukashi S tier because of Surge, I mean, fair. But yeah, 375 range with 9k DPS and amazing support with her wave, I think is really nice. I think the support wave is really nice, and her damage can be very good as well. Her HP is alright, but her knockbacks are kind of low, meaning that her survivability isn't that amazing, but her recharge time is about average. So, yeah. 9k DPS is still good, though, at level 30. So I think she's top tier for that. Legaluga, I'm sorry, but he's got. I mean, I'll put him in. I'll put him in good, because his DPS is really good. So if he's not functioning as an actual rusher, and instead he's functioning as just a mid ranger, then he's getting 12k DPS at level 30, which is really nice. And he also has immunities. His Omni Strike doesn't pierce forward, unfortunately, but he's kind of mid. But like, if he's in a stage where he outranges everything, which is rare, but like if it's like a boar or whatever that you can still like status to slow or freeze or whatever, then he can get a lot of damage in. Musashi is the top tier Uber because he's one of the best NC blacks in the game. He has like 72,000 DPS at level 30. So like, I mean, I don't think I have to really talk much about that. But like, he has 400 standing range. He's not even only good against blacks. Like, he's also good generally because look at this damage or DPS or whatever. If you look at that and then like consider 400 standing range, he can actually deal good damage, even generally. But against blacks, he's fucking amazing because of insane damage to black. So you multiply this by 6, so you get like almost 70,000 DPS with a lot of HP. 500,000 HP. He also has nice immunities, which can be nice, and good survivability. Jian, also top tier Uber, because Jian targets red and floating, and has really good LD, really quick attack frequency, and a lot of fucking DPS. Lots of DPS. At level 30, she has 24,000 DPS against her targeted traits. With this standing range and this LD, I'd say that's pretty fucking good. And survivability is also pretty good. Remember what you said about Windy and Thundia? Yeah, that GN is basically a combination of both, except, different. Yeah, I do remember that. And I still think that individually they're better against their targeted trait, but Jian is still very good against both red and floating, especially with her LD. Her LD is nice, and her constant attack rate. This whole stream I'm planning to upload. I want to upload the entire stream on YouTube just so that people don't miss reasoning behind where I place things. That's my least favorite part about a lot of people's tier list and ranking videos, is that they don't really explain a lot as to why they're doing what they're doing, or they're putting what into where. And so I want to have that. I want to be able to have that. And so, I'm dedicated. For our vid, good lord, well, some people may watch it. Babel, a lot of people think he's kind of meh. I think he's amazing against his targeted traits. He targets the same thing as Jian, right? Red and floating? Yeah, he targets red and floating as well, except he has insanely tough against them. He has 300,000 base HP, and then you just, casually multiply that by 7. He has more than 2 million HP at level 30. With 390 range, 7,000 DPS at level 30, 12 second attack frequency, da-da-da-da. His main problem is his long as attack force swing and long as attack frequency, but it's fine, because look at his cool design. And all of his HP. Like, I mean, come on now. I'd say he's amazing against his targeted trait. Not gonna lie. He also has good immunities, especially for Gobble with Toxic. And knockback immunity is pretty much a must for a general tank anyway, so I do think he's an amazing tank for his targeted traits. Benkei is a top tier Uber because of having both forms. Ushiwakamaru. Reasoning went out the window after the chug. Sorry about that, I didn't think it'd be this bad. I've been providing reasons. And of course, Babel is the first legendary true form. True. I think I've been providing reasons, which is a fun fact. True. Cost is Babel's problem as well. Yeah, but like, he's very cost efficient. Like, if you think about it, 2 million HP at that range as well, I'd say he's fairly cost efficient for what he does. But Colossal Benkei is also expensive. But thankfully, both forms to pick out of. Which is really good, because insane damage, multiply this by 6, 12,000 DPS, no, more than that, 15,000 DPS at level 30 with, multiply this by 5, 80,000 HP. What the fuck? A spammable bitch has 80,000 HP against their targeted trait. That's fucking crazy. But yeah, they're really fucking good. 250 range isn't too terrible. But then Benkei has 450 attack range with 36,000 DPS. And relatively long attack or recharge time, sorry. And lots of HP, like 500,000 HP. More than that, but whatever. And then, I mean, somewhat long attack force swing, but it's alright because, 36,000 DPS is not something to overlook at 450 range. Professor Abyss, yet another top tier. Professor Abyss has a shit ton of damage. Dr. Heaven. First form is better most of the time. Yeah, true. Yeah, Sleipnir and Heavenly Pig are the only ones that you'll really want to use Benkei for. Benkai, whatever. But Professor Abyss, you won't want to use the first form because this bitch already has so much HP. So, like, you can use them as a tank, but if you use them as an offensive unit, you can get 36,000 DPS out of them. At 400 standing range with really good survivability. Only problem is really long recharge time, but even then, they're still really fucking good. That's a lot of fucking damage. Especially per hit. Multiply this by 6. That's 300,000 damage in one hit. That's fucking crazy. Did I just accidentally click something? Nah, I'm good. Gaia, you know what? I'm only going to put her in amazing. I don't think she's top tier. I don't think she's top 10 generalist. Because Gaia has a huge fucking blind spot. Not to say she's not amazing, though, because most of the time she'll have like 25 to 30,000 DPS at 400 range with piercing range and relatively low recharge time and good mass survivability, but good HP at least. And so yeah, but it's a small range that she actually hits, unfortunately, but I'd still say she's amazing. Moo, top tier. Probably one of the best anti-zombies in the game. Because... Okay, well, he's just not gonna pop up, I guess. Because, well, he's a legend rare, what do you expect? He's got, like, 36,000 DPS against zombies, and he's also a base tanker with wave shield, which doesn't really help against zombies, but he does have a lot of stats against zombies. And also, like I said, base tanker. So if they burrow down, they'll burrow into him, chances are. Especially with his Omni Strikes, so... he's really fucking good. Konako. I'm gonna put Konako in top 10 generalists. Call me crazy. Call me crazy, I'm putting Konako in the top 10 generalists. Wanna know why? Because not a lot of top tier generalists actually... No, not Konako. Nanaho. I was saying the wrong name. For the love of God, Mirahees. If I type the word, whatever. Nanaho is one of the few generalist Ubers that has good LD, good survivability, good recharge time, good LD, and zombie killer and crit. Not Kodako, Nanaho. I meant Nanaho. Are you guys behind or something? You guys might be slow. I might be losing way too many frames here. Whatever. It's fine. But yeah, she's one of the few with this good of survivability, and as well as having the crit chance. So I actually think that Nanaho is really good generally, because she has Zombie Killer, Barrier Breaker, and crit. A consistent crit that actually provides good damage for her as well. So she can... So this is at level 30, by the way. 4,400 DPS may not sound amazing, but it can be good. The crit makes it closer to like 5k, I think. We're behind a bit. Refresh then. Unfortunately, refreshing will bring you into another ad, but I will say it's because I've lost frames throughout the stream, so you're going to be quite a bit behind, relatively. So if you're behind, just refresh. I'm sorry for the ad, but that's all I can really say to fix it. I may change this out in a bit. I'll talk about it more if I decide to change it out. You've never been on a stream for so long? It's fair enough. Problem you're on the phone? Then close out and come back in. But yeah, so Luminalia has... I mean, what are you doing? I'm ranking. Hydrate? Oh my god, as if I need to hydrate. But yeah, so Luminalia, I mean, I guess I have to talk about her. Like, multiply this by 6, that's like 700, 7,500, or 7,500,000 HP, plus the weaken. She has like almost 2 million HP at level 30. That I'm just gonna round, I guess. 7k DPS with 375 range with a really good weaken. That can also help your other units with good recharge time. This damage is actually really good. These are level 30 stats. Did you hit 1k subs? Not yet. Not yet, but this is premeditated because I want to do that. I want to be able to post this as my first video after reaching 1,000 subs. That's what I want to do. So I'm doing it. I'm doing it preemptive. I'm doing it preemptively. But yeah, so I don't think I have to explain why Luminalia is top tier. Izanagi, obviously. I'll put. I still think I'm just gonna keep Anubis at number 2. Sorry for the haters, but Izanagi. I mean, do I have to explain Izanagi? Izanagi has a shit ton of damage per hit. With insane damage, just only single attack, but she also has piercing range, conjure, low recharge time, lots of HP, good survivability. You know, good. Do you know unlocked his nerfed? Damn. Izanagi is basically a ranged Balrog. Fair enough. And then Izanami is top tier Uber. Izanami is a top tier Uber because, well, insane damage to traitless, so that DPS turns into like 25, no, close to the 30,000 DPS, plus the plus the Savage Blow, plus the increased range over Izanagi. The Conjure is really nice, the immunities are nice. Immune to Surge instead of immune to Wave. I mean, just tank the waves at that point, but you know what? It can still kind of suck. Izanagi got the immunity to waves, unfortunate, but you know, it's whatever. Savage Blow can still be nice, especially against trailers, because it does a shit ton of damage. You got Izanagi before Into the Future 1? Damn. Do you see the picture on me playing? No, I don't see it. Izanami outranked by Collab Zeus? Damn. Can't believe anybody would think that. Man, that tier list was so weird. Hey, bud. Okay, so I think I'm going to put Emperor at the bottom here. So I think this is a fully accurate my top 10. I think this is my fully accurate top 10. Because Emperor has really good generalist support. He has 551 range and all of these. And he's also got good damage. Like 551 attack range with good survivability and really good status. Let's call it a day? Okay. Before we call it a day, these are 10, right? These are, in fact, 10. But I'm going to add something else. Plus honorable mentions. I'm going to put in some honorable mentions. And I'm going to put them above these two, because these two are honorable mentions. These two are honorable mentions. D'Artagnan. You go there. Let's see. Who did I put in amazing that didn't make it up? Who do you guys think should make it into there? Because I'll do 3 honorable mentions. I'll do 3 honorable mentions, and I'll put D'Artagnan as one of them. And I'll put these two as whatever. Dart and Dark Trust. No, Dart has his own place. LeFish? I don't know about LeFish. You guys, okay, well, 3 LeFishes. Alright, LeFish. And then Lufalan? I don't know, he's kind of good in a specific subset of... You know, why do I not have him in top tier? Why do I not have him in top tier? In stages where he works well, he's a top tier Uber. Whatever. Where the fuck does he even go? Like, I'll put him, like, right here, I guess. I think that's where those guys would go. Anyway. So, one more. I'll do one more honorable mention. Fucking sure, potential man. Alright, so these two are the bottom, are the two. These three are the honorable mention. Nah, you know what? I'll put Lasvos above Daliason. Please do this right, for the love of God. Okay. This. Shishalan? No. This is the final thing. Somebody said to change the music accordingly, so let's... Dear God, that barely fits. But okay, let's... Can I even see? Can I even do the thing you said? Like, if I beat the moon, will it redo the thing? Like, here, I'll let you guys watch this. Wow, I've not been in the stage in a hot minute. But I'll let you guys watch. I wanna. Somebody said to change the music to the end credits, so I'll do it. Let's get to some end credits here. Damn. Okay, you know what? I'll bring up Korea. Let's just have Korea going. Wish Konako could be top 10. Shame she didn't get something against all traded, but it would be cool too. I think she fits very well into where I put her. You can do it just from settings? Oh, I can. Oh, you know what? You're right. Yeah, I remember that. I forgot about that actually. I'll do the... Yeah, wait, no. It would be more fitting to do ending. Okay, this is ending. Okay. Everybody, after 4 hours. 4 fucking hours. I've been doing this all afternoon. For me. Some of the people in Twitch chat have been here much later than it is from me. Why did you join at the fucking end? Because, well, that's your bad. You should have been looking at the Discord or something. You sound like Soup Tosta? Oh, whatever. So this is the final tier list. My boy at the top, I think he deserves Amazing Uber, but since he's my favorite, I put him at the top on his own, just because he's my favorite. The first Uber is at the bottom with Ultraland Passaland. There's only 4 Ubers I think are barely usable, and the ordering of them does not matter unless we're talking about the top 10. Because the top 10 here goes Dark Phono, Anubis, Izanagi, Dazzly, Phonoa, Mitama, Ganesha, Balrog, Dark Tanyan, Lasvos, and then the honorable mentions, Dahlia-san, Nanaho, and Emperor. Those are the 3 honorable mentions. This is the top 10. These are the top tier Ubers that I think are so good against their targeted traits or specific situations. These are the amazing Ubers, which can either be good against their targeted traits or really good generalists. These are the ones that can be good and sometimes can be really good, but not a lot of the time. But generally can be like good as well. Whatever, you get the point. These guys are kind of mid for the most part. These guys are barely useful. And by the way, Ultraland would fit along with the other Nekolugas here. This is the end. Take your screenshots if you want. You know what? I'll take a screenshot myself. Because this could end up being like a part of a thumbnail or some shit. Oh my god. That was nice timing with the ending of Battle Cats. But it is definitely time for me to end stream. That wasn't even as long as my Infernal Tower stream, but this one was a hell of a lot more stressful and exhausting. Because I was talking the entire time. My throat hurts. But anyway, if you did enjoy, please do come back for more. This is not fitting music, but... And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.